CBS's Scott McFarlane is covering the selection of a jury in the contempt of Congress trial of former Trump aide Steve Bannon.
Bannon has repeatedly blasted the committee.
This is going to be the misdemeanor from hell.
Until just days before trial, when Bannon offered to finally sit down and speak. The committee says they'd have to negotiate the terms. The panel, which has spoken to more than 1,000 total witnesses, supports the prosecution, but is still keeping a door open to Bannon.
The white gunman charged with killing 10 black people at a Buffalo supermarket.
Cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Add Gain scent beads for an even longer lasting scent.
This is Dr. Dana Leroy with Leroy Family Dental, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Good morning, everyone. Trevor Jackson, Shane Parker back with you at Gordon Rider Stadium. We've kind of lived here for the last several days, it seems like. The 8th and 9th games of this homestand to end the regular season. Shane, yesterday, it was blistering hot yesterday. It's 90 degrees right now, I think, and it feels cool compared to what we went through yesterday.
About 14 degrees cooler than it was yesterday.
And I know we're headed for 102, so the second game might be a little different. Rock Springs in town today to take on the Troopers. And again, Troopers so far in this 9-game homestand 6-1. Overall, and they have lit it up.
Well, they've won just as many games on this homestand as Rock Springs has won all year long. The Stallions have struggled mightily this year. They come in with a record of 6 wins and 45 losses.
And for the Troopers, they're going to go with the ace today, if you want to call them that.
Probably the second. Brendan Mortenson's been the guy this year, but Trevor Stowe he's been carrying the load for quite a last couple of years at least on the mound.
These are league games, though, and I don't care what the record is. You can't have a stumble today at all. Well, the Troopers need to take care of business.
They've got to win these 2 ball games today to secure that 4-hole seed for the state tournament, be able to play the 5 seed, the Casper Oilers. It looks like they pretty much got the 5 seed.
A week from tonight, right?
A week from tonight will be the opening of the state tournament.
Yeah, we'll be back here in a week from tonight.
We will.
For the opener.
Trevor Stowe, talking about him, and we talked about it the last couple of days, but last Thursday night, he was pitching against the Gillette Rough Riders, and he took a line drive right off the back of the ear off of a bat, and he was down. Actually had to go get checked out, but no ill effects from that. He actually pitched the next day, 1 inning, and did a good job. And he's been just on fire at the plate, batting .475 now.
That's insane. I thought, yesterday it was .457 yesterday.
Yeah.
So it jumped 18 points.
So he comes in with a 3-2 record. He's got 1 save. He's thrown 42 innings, has a 4.66 ERA.
And the first batter, we'll take a look at it. Maddox Ice is doing the pitching today for Rock Springs. Ball 1, a little bit low on the fastball, and Trevor will fire again. Swing and a miss. That'll leave the count at 1-1. And I'm going to tell everyone, Corey Hamrick is our home plate umpire. We do not have a field umpire. If you are listening right now and you're not doing anything today and you have umpiring experience, come to Thorn Rider Stadium so we can get a field umpire out there. And the next pitch is another fastball in there for a called strike 2. 1-2 the count.
Hey, we've both umpired a lot. I don't know.
I'm not going out there.
Yeah, he's done to be able to go out and do the game by himself. That's pretty challenging.
Well, swing and miss. He struck out Maddox Ice, and now Hudson Garner will step in. I'm going to tell you this, though.
If he has to make every call right there, that's fine.
The thing about it is with Corey, he's so competitive and so athletic, he can cover this whole field.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. I guarantee we're not even probably going to notice. And the first pitch to Garner in there, knees on the outer third for strike 1. And here's the 0-1. Breaking ball, that's inside. They'll leave the count at 1-1. Again, the Troopers will have 6 days off to get ready for the opener. And so, that's the way the schedule's built. Swing and a miss for strike 2. You build the schedule like that. That way all of the arms, all your pitching staff is lined up and ready to go.
For sure.
Because you got to go with number 1 when you open up the tournament. And another fastball called strike 3. Great pitch, again, at the knees.
Back-to-back strikeouts.
And that was nothing but straight gas right there from Stowe. And now 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Jaden Hunt, the third baseman, will step in.
Rock Springs played 2 conference games in Gillette yesterday. Got beat 17-7 in game 1 and 20-0 in game 2.
Yeah. First pitch to Hunt is fastball, called strike 1. And Stowe will fire again. Breaking ball, swing and a miss for strike 2. And now the 0-2 to Hunt. Fastball up high, swing and a miss, and Stowe strikes out the side. We go to the bottom of the first. No score on the Range scoreboard. You're listening to Trooper Baseball on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
Have you been into Sears Hometown Store lately? They have great deals, especially if you buy in bulk and purchase 10 or more appliances within 90 days. If you're a contractor, that means huge savings. They also have deep freezes in stock for the rest of us. Or maybe it's time to upgrade your mower. Well, the friendly staff at Sears can help you find exactly what you're looking for. Locally owned and operated. That's Sears Hometown Store. Big name, small town owners.
This is Dr. Michelle Meehan, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back, everybody. Trevor Jackson, Shane Parker with you. 1, 2, 3. Trevor Stowe strikes out the side. We go to the bottom of the first. Troops come to bat. Today is the day. I think, Shane, the Troopers need, look, we talked about the struggles Rock Springs have had. They have to have their best focus today. They have business to take care of today. You got to go out and do it early. You got to jump on these guys early, and then try to finish it off.
Well, it's been a long five-day homestand here, and it's been hot. There's been a lot of activity going on. The Troopers, they got done fairly early yesterday. Go home, get off your feet, get liquid, get some liquids in your, after you sweat everything out yesterday. Get back here ready to play your last 2 regular season games. They're looking for their 40th win of the year today.
That's what they're shooting for. I mean, the record speaks for itself. It's been a good season for the Sheridan Trooper group. And I know, in knowing Ben Phillips and the way he manages, they'll have a couple of days off.
Yep.
Probably 2 days off for everybody to kind of just get away from baseball, and then they're going to come back and they'll hit it hard for about 3 days and then
refocus.
Get refocused and get ready to play. And I don't know if it matters who you play in the first round, seeding and stuff. The way I've always looked at it, you got to play everybody anyway if you want to win it, right?
Yep, for sure. I know the Troopers were hoping to maybe be on the opposite side of the bracket as Cheyenne, but looks at this point, looks like right now they're probably going to be on the same side of the bracket.
Well, if they both get there, you might as well just knock them off and, move on. So Maddox Ice is doing the pitching today for the Rock Springs Stallions. And he is top 10 on my all-name team.
Yes, for sure.
Maddox Ice. I just think that's awesome.
His dad's one of the managers for the Stallions. Looks like he's got a little bit of a curveball.
It looks like we're going to see a lot of off-speed here, Shane. His entire warm-up, I think 90% of it was breaking pitches. Yep. I think the Troopers, though, a good hitting ball club, they go the other way well. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be an issue. Sometimes the breaking stuff is, you have to be disciplined. And now Michael Greer will step in.
So Greer steps in with his .418 average.
Michael has been on fire here the last 3 weeks. First pitch you see is going to be fouled out of play. Off the right side.
I like the aggressiveness, attacking the pitcher early.
You know, what do you have yesterday? 3 doubles?
3 doubles.
And the 2 strikeouts. Big old loop and curveball drops in there for strike 2.
I think you wait, and by the time
we called that dropping the hammer from about 6 feet in the air. And here's the 0-2 to Greer. Fastball in the inside corner. He rips it into left field for a base hit. And Greer will lead off the game for the Troopers with a single.
Great start. Ready to see the ball.
Oh, I think he'd come back with a breaking pitch on that. I don't know. You know, the problem is with that big loop and curveball, you hang that. It's like on a yo-yo string. It can be hit like 500 feet.
Yeah, Dalton Nelson out of the plate for the Troopers. That is .341. No, he struck out.
He's like a legend.
He struck out yesterday for just the 4th time, and it was a call strike. He didn't agree with it, but just the 4th time all year.
4 strikeouts all season. And the first pitch is going to get away from the catcher. That'll be a wild pitch as Greer will cruise into second base. A short hop to the catcher, and he blocked it the best he could. That was doing the catching today is Hudson Garner. But that thing went straight up and over his head. And now the 1-0 with the runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the first for Dalton Nelson. And Ice will kick and come to the plate. And a line drive single into right field. Greer, a late jump, and he will hold up at third.
Well, he
had to wait.
That was so softly hit that, there was no necessary reason for him to just take off for third base in case the second baseman could have got to it.
It was one of those in between, and he got a late jump off of second. So now runners on the corner for Trevor Stowe. With nobody out in the bottom of the first.
The RBI King, batting .475 with, he's got 65 RBIs.
And how many games have the Troopers played?
This is game number 47.
Is that something? Wow, what a year.
Actually, no, this is game number 51 that they've played this year.
And the first pitch to Stowe, going to be hit down the right field line. This is going to drop. I think it does. Going to go into the corner. And the Troopers have the lead with nobody out and 2 runners in scoring position for the catcher, Cody Kilpatrick.
Stowe just saw that first pitch, went the opposite way with
single, double. And the first pitch to Kilpatrick is a fastball up high for ball 1. And the 1-0, fouled out of play. Won't even the count.
Cody saw Stowe go the opposite way. Thought maybe he would too. Just a touch late.
And now the 1-1 to Kilpatrick. Fastball fouled back and out of play. So 1-2 the count to the Trooper catcher. In Dalton Nelson at third. Stowe out at second. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Here's a ground ball hit at the second baseman. A run's going to score, throw across. Kilpatrick will be out, and he'll have an RBI as Nelson scores on the ground ball to second. And Trevor Stowe advances to third. So, you know what? As far as the hitting goes, Coach Kilpatrick just did his job. Get it the other way. Drive in a run.
It's a productive out for sure.
Drive in a run, move the runner over. And now Caden Steele steps in.
Nothing Troopers, bottom of the first. Next pitch is low in the dirt, and that'll even the count at 1-1. But I'm looking forward to next week. It's going to be fun. Love state tournament. Sheridan does such a great job of hosting. Next pitch is outside for ball 2. I think Sheridan really, in this field, Rodolini Field at Thorn Rider Stadium, has a long, really kind of a tradition, a history of hosting great tournaments.
Yes.
Not only state tournaments, but regionals. And the 2-1 is up high. 3-1 the count. And now Steele looking for one pitch in one spot right here at 3-1. Kale Hamrick waits on deck. Fastball fouled out of play. And that will even the level the count, 3-2.
Caden comes in with a 361 average.
And the payoff pitch is a breaking ball, lofted into left center field. It'll drop for the base hit. And the Troopers will score another one. And the Troops, and now the ball's going to get away from the catcher. Steele's going to go to second. He'll take the turn, and I think he will stay right there.
Just a good piece of hitting by Caden Steele.
So the Troopers, the first 3 men, 4 out of the 5 hitters have base hits. We went single, double, out, single. And the Troopers lead 3-0 here in the bottom of the first. And now Kale Hamrick will step in with 1 out. And Caden Steele will take the lead at second. Here's the first pitch to Hamrick down in the dirt, blocked by the catcher.
Caden's 49th RBI of the year.
Boy, long summer for this Stallions bunch, huh?
Yeah.
Long summer.
But they're probably young and probably a little bit inexperienced. They'll come back with a vengeance.
And they'll be back here in a week.
Yep.
For the state tournament.
And they won't be the 8th, they won't be the 10 seed.
Ground ball right back to the pitcher. Runner has to stay, and Hamrick will be out the ground ball right back to the pitcher. And now we've got 2 down here at the bottom of the first. 3-0 Troopers on the range scoreboard, and Carter Dubberly, the Trooper center fielder, will step in with 2 outs. And Caden Steele on second base.
Dubberly comes in with a 256 average.
Again, Dubberly hits from the left-hand side. And the first pitch from Ice is a breaking ball in there for strike 1.
Good-looking pitch.
Not a lot of velocity. And the 0-1 to Dubberly. That one's going to be down low for ball 1.
Three runs on 4 hits here in the bottom of the first.
And the 1-1 now to Dubberly. Steele gets his lead at second. Maddox Ice will take a look at him and come to the plate. And he misses outside for ball 2. If we get there, Brock Steele waiting on deck. And we documented his progress throughout the season after missing all of last year with a knee injury. And the 2-1 to Dubberly. This one's going to be fouled out of play down the left field line. And that'll even the count at 2-2.
Carter, one of the 3 super seniors on the team.
And now the 2-2 to Dubberly. And he waits on it and fouls it off. Breaking ball. Boy, with the way Maddox Ice throws, Shane, you've really got to be disciplined to play.
You just have to be
There's not a ton of velocity, but, with that breaking ball, because he's shown us a couple of different ones. You've really got to be smart when you're at bat. Goes with a fastball, ground ball to shortstop. He'll field it, throw across, and for the third out of the inning, as Dubberly grounds out to the shortstop, the Troopers score 3. We go to the second on the Range scoreboard. It's the Sheridan Troopers 3 and the Rock Springs Stallions nothing. You're listening to Trooper Baseball on KWYO and 106.9 FM. Welcome back, everybody. We go to the second. Troopers break through, and they spot Trevor Stowe, a 3-run lead. And if you're the opponent, that's not a good thing.
Right. The Troopers have really been good this year, just adding on runs in consecutive innings to try to push it towards the 10-run rule. And I know with the heat and stuff, and after this long homestand, they'd like to get to there today, don't you think?
Well, I think that kind of those things you don't think about. If you can do it, you just save your pitcher's arm.
Yep.
He's not throwing all day in the heat. The kids aren't out there for, like yesterday was just brutal. But they were able to kind of work through that doubleheader kind of quick yesterday. But, you get everybody back off the turf and get everybody cooled down, and then you just start preparing for the state tournament opener next week. It'll be on Monday night. We know that for sure. Not sure we think the opponent will be Casper. We're not sure, but I know it'll be next Monday night.
That's right.
Don't know the exact start time, but I'm thinking maybe 7 o'clock or so.
Trevor Stowe with now 46 strikeouts this year and 43 innings pitched.
And the first pitch to Sam Wheeler, the left fielder for Rock Springs, is down low for ball 1. And Stowe goes to work again. Next pitch is a fastball up high, 2-0 the count. And here's the 2-0. And that's in there on the inside corner, fastball for strike 1. As Wheeler took a look at it. Well, you can't do anything with that pitch. Nothing.
We were talking yesterday as we go through
the check swing strike for strike 2. Sorry about that.
About how young how senior laden this team is. There's only two kids, Dylan Greeno Grooms and Kale Hamrick, that have not graduated high school that are on this team. And so those two will be back. And I did find out after the ball games yesterday that there are 2 Troopers that will be age eligible to come back after.
That's good.
So, and right now on
ground ball is going to be gloved by Caden Steele. A diving play, flips it to Stowe for the play at first. What a great play by Caden Steele.
We saw him do that yesterday, and that is a fantastic baseball play.
He laid out. The ball was hit pretty well on the ground as Wheeler went the other way, but Steele stabbed it, and Trevor Stowe on the move from the mound gets in front of the runner, and they register the out.
So Trevor Stowe and Michael Greer are both age eligible to return next summer.
And the first pitch to Rondrelli going to be tapped right back to Stowe, and he'll just run over and lob it onto Caden Steele for the second out. So it goes first baseman to pitcher to first baseman for the first
3-1, 1-3.
And now Adrian Beardsley will step into the box.
So, and nothing's saying that those 2 will come back next year. But
it's nice to know they have an option, right? And the first pitch is a fastball on that inside corner again, called strike 1 against Beardsley, the center fielder for the Stallions. And the 0-1. Another fastball, and that one's in there for a called strike 2. I don't think you mess around. You just try to blow him away right here. Here's the 0-2. Comes back with a heater, struck him out. Nope, fouled it off. Got a piece. I think I blinked and missed the foul tip. And now Stowe ready for the 0-2. And another breaking ball. This time it's going to be up high for ball 1 to Beardsley. 1-2 the count. Let go of that one a little early. And here's the 1-2. High heat, and he misses again. 2-2 now the count. See if Beardsley'd go fishing on that one. He did not. And now the 2-2. And that one's going to be fouled out of play by Beardsley, hanging in there.
Trevor's one of these guys that doesn't mess around.
No, I love it.
Fires. And
a breaking ball going to be tapped at short. Hamrick with the play, going to fire on to first, and it's going to be, I don't know if we might have to call that a throwing error, as Caden Steele couldn't come up with a scoop. Yeah, that's a tough play, though.
It is. You're charging in, you're one-handed basically, try to whip it over.
I think we give an infield hit because he's at least 2 strides onto the infield grass before he could let that go. So do you give him a hit?
We will for now.
Okay, for now. To see if they get any more, and then we can rescind it and get a no-hitter. So 2 outs with a runner on first. And first pitch to Billy Peterson. He's going to foul it down the right field line. So the official scorers can rescind hits.
Yep.
We might do that. It just depends on what it's like. Next pitch is a fastball, just misses low. 1-1 the count. Peterson is the Rock Springs shortstop. And the 1-1. Fastball hit in the air to center field. Carter Dubberly comes in and makes the play. And the Troopers, with a 3-0 lead, come up in the bottom of the second. You're listening to Trooper Baseball on KWYO, 106.9 FM.
Hey, Mr. Scoreboard Operator, how did you score that? Is that a hit or an error?
Got to be a hit. It's got to be an error. We're at home.
Yeah.
Got to preserve the no-hitter.
It would have been in time if the throw was good, I think. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. Trevor Jackson, Shane Parker with you today on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM. We go to the bottom of the second. Troopers lead 3-0 as they put up 3 in the bottom of the first. And it will be Brock Steele to lead off. It'll be the 8-9 hitter for the Troopers. Brock Steele will be followed by Hunter Stone before we go back to the top of the order. No DH today.
So
with Stowe on the mound, he hits for himself.
The official score
says error.
E6.
So we got the no-hitters preserved.
Yeah, E6.
Through 2. Well, that's a tough scorer.
Yeah.
That's a tough play. That's a tough guy down there.
Well, to Kale Hamrick's credit, he makes that play 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah. No, okay. A perfect throw got him.
Yep.
The guy's out. Boy, our official score, though, that's tough, man. Woo. Going to say quietly so he can't hear me.
Yeah.
I bet he wouldn't do that for the center fielder.
Or the left fielder.
Or the left fielder. No. It was as we say that in jest. Because Carter Dubberly's dad is our official scorer today. And Brock Steele will step in. Breaking ball going to be grounded into the hole at short. Going to be gloved, but there's no play. And Brock will have himself an infield hit. Nice play for the shortstop to go over and at least get a glove on it.
I mean, he went a long ways to dive and make that stop.
And only a major league shortstop could maybe make that play. Maybe. He went a long way.
Yeah, I mean, that's 3 feet onto the outfield grass.
Behind the bag at third almost.
Yeah.
And now Hunter Stone will step in. Hunter bats from the left side. So the leadoff man on for the Troopers here in the bottom of the second inning, and they lead it 3-1 on the Range scoreboard. First pitch from Ice, swing and a miss. 4-1 for Hunter Stone. Boy, he had a beautiful hit yesterday. That line drive down the left field line, he went opposite field, landed right on the chalk.
He's just kind of starting to find his groove this year. You know, he had that little bit of nagging injury and had that finally taken care of, and he's come back, and he's really starting to find his groove.
Now the 0-1 to Stone, way outside for ball one.
Offensively and on the mound, you know.
Like you said, what was it? We talked to his dad yesterday. He had the surgery, a week ago?
You know, about 3
10
weeks
days ago?
Yeah.
3 weeks ago?
But he's, missed about 4 or 5 days is all, and right back at it.
And now the 1-1 to Hunter Stone. And this one's going to be grounded towards second. The second baseman boots it, and he'll be safe at first.
That's going to be an E4.
And Hunter Stone is on. Now the second baseman did have to range quite a ways. Ball wasn't really hit that hard and couldn't come up with it. Now back to the top of the order for the Troopers. Here in the bottom of the second, Michael Greer singled and scored in the bottom of the first inning. And he comes up here with runners on first and second and nobody out.
And before today's game, Greer just continues to put the ball in play, batting .418, probably .420 now after that hit.
Here's the first pitch to Greer. And this is going to be hit just hard and foul down the left field line.
Michael had a good eye on that one, though.
He's been such a stalwart on the right side of that Trooper infield during his career with the Troopers.
Well, we'll get to see more Greer for the next few years as well.
And that next pitch is going to be fouled out of play.
Little brother William plays for the Jets.
That's right. So get used to that name.
And Michael going to go to Dordt College in Iowa to continue his baseball career. What a great school, too. Great baseball school.
Good tradition, yeah.
Yep.
And the 0-2 to Greer. Well, they're getting a good one. And this is a curveball. He pops it up in the infield.
That's
Third baseman will camp under it. Infield fly, rolls out anyway. He got a breaking ball, just got underneath it. And that will bring up Dalton Nelson, who singled and scored in the bottom of the first as well.
Dalton hit a little duck.
You talk about a single machine.
Kind of out of a can of corn, yeah.
If you want to learn how to hit singles, watch this kid hit.
Right.
He's just a machine at the plate.
Dalton Nelson batting .341. He has a total of 42 hits this year. 32 of them are singles.
And they're all just nice line drive shots. First pitch is outside, throw down to second, and Steele back safely. A nice gun. Garner threw down well.
Good arm.
Tried to catch Steele sleeping, but he was on top of it. And now Nelson will step back into the box. 1-0 the count with one out here in the bottom of the second inning. Troopers on first and second. Next pitch to Nelson, way outside. 4-2. Trevor Stowe waits on deck. And now the 2-0 to Dalton Nelson. And Maddox Ice will deal to the plate. Breaking ball way outside. The first inning, he was finding the strike zone with it, and he's really struggled here in this inning, Shane, to find the strike zone with that breaking ball.
His release point is just not there this inning.
That's 2 to Nelson that he's just hung way outside. And now the 3-0, taken all the way. There's a fastball in there for strike one. Not many guys get the green light 3-0. And now the 3-1 to Dalton Nelson. Another fastball. This is going to be hit into center field. Hit pretty well. Steele will tag at second, and he will stay there. Good throw from the center fielder. Again, Nelson hit it well, but the runners cannot advance. And now Trevor Stowe will come up with 2 outs here at the bottom of the second. The bottom of the second inning started off really good for the Troops. Back-to-back putouts, though. And now Trevor Stowe, who doubled and scored in the first inning will step in.
66 RBIs now.
All I know
is a couple more on base here.
If you're pitching against this guy, you better be careful. You lose something over the middle of the plate, he can hit it a long way. And the first pitch is a fastball inside for ball one. And Maddox will step off. And now we're ready to go. Here's the 1-0 to Trevor Stowe. And a swing and a foul ball. And 1-1 the count. Had a good rip at it. And now the 1-1. And that ball's in there. Must have been a little high. An off-speed pitch. It was in the zone, but high, and actually it was called a strike. Sorry, 2-1. So 2-1 the count now to Stowe. And he'll reach out, tap this one to third. Third baseman gloves it, throws across in time for the out, and the Troopers again get the first two men on of the inning and come up empty. We go to the top of the third. Troopers lead 3-0. You're listening to Trooper Baseball on KWYO at 106.9 FM. Yesterday, I was talking to Bob this morning. He goes, so I'm sitting on my couch at home in the air conditioning listening to the doubleheader. He goes, I really felt sorry for you. And I said, for both of you, he said, I said, that's a bunch of bullshit. You didn't feel sorry for anybody.
He didn't just say you didn't bring us any ice cream.
Yeah. I told him, Ryan Parker brought us treats from Dairy Queen. Welcome back, everybody. Well, the Troopers really, I thought, might have a chance that in the second inning, Shane, to bust it open. You get the first two guys on, but couldn't come through with a big hit.
Yeah, just not patient. Everything was pounded right into the ground, so not patient at all.
So Trevor Stowe will go back to work. And so far, so good through 2 innings for Trevor Stowe. And here we go to the top of the third inning as Trevor goes back to work. 95 degrees officially, but about 9 degrees cooler than it was yesterday, Shane.
It's been a lot of fun watching these Troopers this summer. They've really done a nice job, haven't they?
It's been a great season. It's been, and the thing is, they're fun to watch.
Yeah. They hit and run. They do a lot of stealing. They do a lot of small ball.
But when you're winning,
yeah,
that
makes it fun.
So Stowe goes back to work, and the first pitch is a fastball right in there for strike one. As it's Hudson,
Pecoler.
Pecoler, I'm sorry. So Pecoler is up.
Pesoler.
Sorry. Pesoler is how you pronounce it. And 1-1 the count to Pesoler. And the 1-1 is outside for ball two. And here's the 2-1. And Stowe will kick and fire, swing and a miss. I think he swung at ball three. They'll even the count at 2-2. That pitch was down low, but Pesoler took a big hack at it. That's from the left-hand side. And here's the 2-2, and he struck him out looking. That, again, we talked about this a little bit in the last few days. There are certain pitches that are just, I call them unhittable, but when it's at the knees on the outside corner,
That is a tough ball to get to.
For sure.
And that, to me, that's just a perfect pitch by the pitcher, and it's not the batter's deal at all. And the next batter steps in. First pitch he sees from Stowe is in there for a strike. That's Tyler Wallendorf playing right field for the Stallions today. Next pitch, a little low and outside, another fastball, 1-1 the count. 4 strikeouts already for Stowe in the first 2 innings. And here's the 1-1. Another fastball that short hops Cody Kilpatrick, and 2-1 the count. And now the 2-1. And that pitch is a fastball inside. 3-1 the count. You know, the thing about it is Trevor Stowe doesn't walk a lot of guys.
Right.
Here's the 3-1. That's a fastball in there at the knees for strike 2. Full count.
He was taken all the way, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think so. At 3-1. That was
he got the stop sign from his coach.
And now the count full. And Stowe will deal. And he just struck him out. Great fastball in the inside corner. And back-to-back strikeouts looking. And we go back to the top of the order. And Maddox Ice will step in. He is pitching today for the Stallions. And he was a strikeout victim in his first at-bat.
That was the 5th strikeout for Trevor Stowe.
You know what's so fun about next week? You know, we love state tournaments. And culminating events are so awesome. First pitch from Stowe, swing and a miss for strike 1. How many championships have you and I done on the radio? A lot.
It seems like a lot.
Bighorn, Tongue River, Sheridan High School, all 3 schools.
Basketball.
Mostly football. And the next pitch just misses. And now leaving the count at 1-1.
Done a couple Bighorn girls basketball championships in the last few years.
Arvada Claremont had one in this decade, I think. It was a check swing for strike 2. Oh, when you're a batter, you could just see Maddox Ice he just shook his head like, what are you doing? When you check swing, especially on a ball, and now it's 1-2. Stowe fires a fastball, swing and a miss, struck him out. He strikes out the side for the second time today. That's 6 strikeouts in the first 2 innings for Trevor Stowe, and we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Troopers lead 3-0 on the Range scoreboard. You're listening to Trooper Baseball on KWYO on 106.9 FM. No, I need to turn it off and not talk. Well, nobody heard it apparently because I haven't had a text yet.
My brother heard it.
Well, tell him not to listen. At least an ad was playing, so it wasn't like...
It wasn't like loud.
Yeah, it wasn't like, woo! Welcome back to Thorn Riders Stadium, everybody. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Troops lead 3-0. I am so much more comfortable today.
Are you sure? It's still pretty warm up here.
Well, the thing is, we started early. Yesterday we started at 1. It's not even noon yet. And I think we'll be okay. We're going to, you know what? You're a gamer.
Yep.
I'm a gamer.
We'll battle through.
We'll fight through. We got you brought ice and water.
I did.
So we're good to go. And it'll be Caden Steele. Yes, it'll be Caden Steele leading us off. Or no, it's going to be Cody Kilpatrick leading us off here in the bottom of the 3rd inning for the Troopers. Cody grounded out to the second baseman in his first at-bat, but drove in a run. As he'll step in. I don't know. There's a discussion right now with Corey Hamrick and the Rock Springs coach. I don't know what the discussion was, but it didn't get heated or anything.
No, it was just a discussion.
I just thought they were kind of maybe saying hi. I don't think he was saying hi. I think he didn't like the strike zone, but, you know, if you get 6 Ks in 3 innings, sorry. I don't think any of those pitches were questionable, and now Kilpatrick steps in. First pitch is down low. I haven't seen anything that would indicate one way or the other that Stowe's getting better calls than Maddox.
Right.
And here's the 1-0 to Kilpatrick. And Cody will drive this into right center field, and it will drop for a single.
And again, a breaking ball, and Kilpatrick just served it up, went with the pitch. And now Caden Steele will step in. So for the third consecutive inning, Shane, the leadoff man's on.
Yeah, it's a good start to each inning. See if they can make it a productive one.
Got 3 in the first inning, none in the second after having the first 2 men on base. And now Caden Steele will step in. Kilpatrick gets his lead at first.
This is the second time through for all these guys.
Kilpatrick's going to run, and Steele will foul it down the right field line.
It's, second time through the batting order, through the lineup, they get a better, they've seen the pitcher now. They kind of understand where he's going and what he's doing.
Right there, the Troopers showing they're going to force the issue here. Running Kilpatrick on the first pitch to Caden Steele. You just want to get moving again. And here's the 0-1 to Caden Steele. And this is going to be grounded into right field for a base hit. Kilpatrick will stop at second. So back-to-back singles to start off the bottom of the third, and that's going to bring up Kale Hamrick. Hamrick grounded out to the pitcher in his first at-bat. Well, now you got the first 2 men on, just like the last inning, and nothing happened. See if the Troopers can, put 2 or 3 hits together here. Open this thing up a little bit. They lead 3-0 right now in the bottom of the third with nobody out on the range scoreboard. And the first pitch is low and away for ball 1 to the Trooper shortstop. And now Hamrick will step back into the box. Runners get their lead, and Maddox Ice will come to the plate. And this is going to be a short fly ball into right field. Right fielder on, can't get there, and the ball gets loose. Kilpatrick is going to come around and score. Steele's going to go to third, and we'll have runners on the corners. That was a no-man's land pop-up. Yep. But it's a single, 3 singles in a row for the Troopers to start the inning. And again, that was one of those, it was right down the right field line, and it was a pop-up, and the right fielder just couldn't quite get there. And now Carter Dubberly will step in. Runners on the corners for the Troopers. They lead 4-1 here in the bottom of the third with nobody out. And the first pitch to Dubberly. Going to be grounded right at the shortstop. Taylor made double play. He'll step on second, throw to first in time for the double play. But a run will score. So Caden Steele will score, but Rock Springs turns the double play, but again, that was Taylor made. It was hit just to the left of the second base bag.
Yep.
And it was just pick it up, step on second, throw to first. First pitch to Brock Steele is called strike 1. But the Troopers do scratch a couple more across anyway. And the next pitch is a curveball. He hung it, and Steele will just bang that into left field for a base hit. So Brock's 2 for 2.
He's really starting to feel it at the plate.
You can still see when he runs. There's just a little bit of a limp, isn't there?
Just a touch.
He's not at full speed yet.
I think because he's wearing that big old brace on his knee,
well, that's true, too. He's got that big metal brace on. So Hunter Stone will step in with Brock Steele at first base. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the third, Troopers lead 5-0. First pitch to Stone down low for ball 1. And Maddox ready to go again. We'll take a look at Steele at first. Take another look, a third look, and now comes to the plate. And that one is down low for ball 2. And now the 2-0 to Hunter Stone. And that's going to be grounded into right field for a base hit. And Steele's going to turn at second, go to third. Here comes the throw. They will not get a relay, and the Troopers have the runners on the corners. And it just goes to show you, Shane, the way that Maddox throws a lot of those off-speed pitches.
Yep.
So the Troopers have got to be disciplined. So it's not like you can tee off. And so one double today, everything else is a single.
Yep. Now Michael Greer steps in. He's singled back in the first and fouled out to the third baseman. Actually, no, it was a infield fly rule.
Yeah, infield fly rule, yep. So runners on the corners now with 2 outs in the top of the order for the Troop up there. Michael Greer for his third at bat in 3 innings. And the first pitch is down low for ball 1. I'd like to see him get a hold of one. Drive something in the gap, would score 2 maybe.
It'd be hard because the pitcher just doesn't throw very hard to help your velocity on the way out. Yeah.
No, you're gonna have to hit the jack button on that swing. And the 1-0 is going to be down low for ball 2. 2-0 the count. And we're missing Ben Phillips on the field today.
He's in the dugout, but he's not out on the field.
He's injured.
Yeah, I guess he's on the IR now.
Yeah, he's on the injured list. Here's the 2-0 to Greer. Misses outside. 3-0 the count. Waiting on deck is Dalton. Well, Michael will just put the bat on his shoulder right here at 3-0.
Go, Mikey.
And the 3-0 from Maddox. Ice. Going to be thrown down to third base, and it was called the strike, and the runners are going to advance. Steele's going to come in and score as a snap throw down to third flies over the third baseman's head. And Hunter Stone will go to second, and it's a 3-1 count now to Greer. 6-0 Troopers. I don't know, maybe an unnecessary throw. I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know. When you're down 5-0.
We'll call that an E2.
Yeah. And I think that almost hit him. And Greer now on at first with a walk. And that's going to bring up Dalton Nelson. Sigelman scored in the first and then flew out to center field. But the ball was hit very well.
Yes.
And he'll step in. So the Troopers lead 6-0 with 3 across here in the bottom of the third with 2 outs and runners on first and second. First pitch to Nelson. Breaking ball just caught the corner on the outside for the strike. We have our 2 tech guys here at the ballpark today.
They're collaborating. Yeah.
And this next pitch called ball 1.
Well, after the mess we've had the last couple days with
you put those 2 together, it's a nerd convention. It really is. And they love that, though.
Yeah, they do.
They know it's a term of endearment coming from me.
Yep.
Because I'm with those guys every day, except for the weekends,
They
of
do
course.
great work.
They do. Steve Schreffler and Steve Sisson are unbelievable. They do such a great job for Sheridan Media and what we're able to do with not only the broadcast, but with the web streaming. And now here's the 1-1 to Dalton Nelson. This one's going to be grounded right at the first baseman. He'll flag it down and step on first for the final out, but the Troopers get 3 more. We go to the 4th on the range scoreboard. It's the Sheridan Troopers 6, Rock Springs Stallions 0. You're listening to Trooper Baseball on KWYO 106.9 FM.
Being a truly great dental practice isn't just about treating patients. It's about finding meaningful ways to serve in your community. Dr. Michelle Meehan encourages you to get involved. Donate to local charities. Serve on a board. Sponsor local events and sports teams. Volunteer your time and give back. Sheridan's a wonderful place with so many awesome nonprofits that could use your time and talents. Dr. Michelle Meehan, sponsoring Sheridan Troopers Baseball on SheridanMedia.com and KWYO.
Hi, this is DJ Dearcorn of First Federal Bank and Trust, and you are listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Ryder Stadium, Ernie Rodolini Field. Just want to remind everybody that today, these are the last 2 regular season games for the Troopers. But come on down if you have your lunch hour or something. Maybe go grab a burger, come down here, grab a burger at the concession stand, and
it's a good burger too.
Yeah,
good dogs, Polish dogs, snow cones.
Everyone gets in free to all the regular season home games, courtesy of Sheridan Memorial Hospital, one of our great broadcast partners. So, just a reminder: next Monday when we do start the state tournament, there will be a charge to get into those games. So, come and enjoy an afternoon of baseball here if you're so inclined to. Sit out in the heat. I mean, there's some.
You know what?
There's some shade over here.
Just turn the radio on, turn the video on.
Yeah.
Sit in the air conditioning. Nothing wrong with that.
I think we'll bring a fan for the state tournament next week.
You know, it's probably going to rain. Be cold. Then we'll be complaining about that.
So Hudson Garner will step in for the Stallions. He got caught looking in his first at bat back in the first inning. Stowe's delivery low for ball 1.
Trevor with 6 strikeouts so far through 3.
Stowe's delivery on strike 1 is a line drive. It's going to be one hop. Great play by Caden Steele, and he'll go to the bag unassisted.
That's why first basemen have that big mitt.
That's right.
He just scooped that thing right up. Gardner hit it on the button, but Caden Steele retires him.
That'll bring up the third baseman, Jaden Hunt. He also struck out looking back in the first. Actually, no, he struck out swinging back in the first inning on 3 pitches. First one right down the middle.
If you're wondering, 96 degrees now.
96 degrees.
Yeah, we're looking for 102.
Hey, we're all right.
We got a few more hours here.
There's strike 2.
Oh, that's a tough pitch. Man.
Delivery from Stowe.
That low outside fastball at the knees, so hard to hit.
Stowe rocks, fires just a bit outside for ball 1 to Jaden Hunt, the third baseman for the Stallions. That one's way outside.
Yeah, he overthrew the little bit there.
Yep. 2-2 the count to Hunt.
He brought a little extra on that pitch.
Final 2 conference games for both teams here today. And that one's going to be inside and up a little bit for a full count.
You don't see it very often with Stowe going to a full count on batters.
Just the second batter today has been full count on. And that one's inside as well. He walked him.
Kind of scratched my head a little bit. The Sheridan Troopers normally don't walk guys.
They had that issue the other night against Gillette.
Oh, they did. That was an ugly doubleheader, but somehow they were able. Yeah, they scratched out a win and just got nipped in the first game.
So that'll bring up the left fielder Sam Wheeler with 1 on and 1 out, and Stowe leaves the curveball upstairs for ball 1.
Boy, it looked like a pretty good pitch.
Boy, Hunt is just, look how close to the plate he's standing, right on that inside base or box line. And that one tails inside, almost gets Hunt or Wheeler, but it's ball 2.
But when you're standing on top of the plate, it looked a lot closer than it probably would be normally, because he's at least a foot closer than most guys.
Yeah. And that one bounces and gets away from Kilpatrick. So Stowe having a little bit of a tough time finding the zone here.
In the top of the 4th, wow.
Call that a wild pitch, I think, because it bounced in front of the plate.
Well, the first 3 innings, it was on cruise control, with 6 of the 9 outs were strikeouts. And now the Stallions have a runner on second. And Stowe follows behind in the count again.
3 balls, no strikes, 1 down here in the top of the 4th. Sam Wheeler steps back in. Stowe gets his signal and delivers, and it's right down the pipe for strike 1.
Yeah, right down Main Street at the thighs. But again, it's taking all the way.
Yeah. So Stowe. And there's no wasted time. Rocks, fires. Caught the inside corner for strike 2.
You know, you look where he's standing in the box.
There's no way for him to hit that pitch.
There's no way you can hit that pitch. 0% chance you'll hit that.
And Stowe, swing and a miss.
Boy, that's a good comeback in that at bat for Trevor Stowe.
And gets the strikeout for the second out of the inning.
7 Ks for Trevor. through 3 2/3.
And that brings up Rondinelli for Andrew Rondinelli, the second baseman for the Stallions.
Caden Steele made a great play in his first at bat to erase him. Made that diving play and flipped it on to Stowe for the out.
Ball one. Stowe's delivery. And that one's way inside and gets away from Kilpatrick again. And Jaden Hunt's going to cruise on down to third base.
Boy, that was way inside. Rondinelli did a good job just to get out of the way.
So with 2 down, Rock Springs with a runner on third base. Rondinelli steps back in, right down the middle.
You almost think like Kilpatrick must have gotten crossed up.
Yeah, because that was, I mean, it was inside, but
it was a fastball, and he never had a shot at it.
That one's upstairs. So 3 balls and a strike now on Rondinelli.
Well, I know, Stowe, just take a big, deep breath right here and gather yourself. Try to get this guy.
And Stowe swing and a miss for strike 2. And Rock Springs with a full count with 2 out here in the top of the 4th. Stowe.
Yeah, see you later.
Gets him.
Wow.
Looking as Rondinelli strikes out. So Rock Springs gets a runner to third base, but that's all they get here in the 4th. Troopers leading after 3.5, 6-0 on the Range scoreboard. We're back with more Trooper baseball right after this.
Some of the best things about business are the connections you make. Whether you're working with people down the block, across the state, or on the other side of the country, Range can help keep your connections strong. I'm Gabe Reese, your Range Business Solutions Specialist. I'm here to make sure your business has the network service, internet, phone system, and video monitoring you need. With Range, you're connected to the best. One company, one network, all for one reason. You. Range.net.
This is Troy Baker with Hammer Chevrolet, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Rodolini Field. Again, thank you to some of our sponsors for allowing us to bring you Trooper Baseball. The good folks at McDonald's and Blowdorn Lumber, Kilpatrick Creations, Dr. Michelle Meehan, Sears Hometown Store, True Built Builders, and the Sheridan County Memorial Hospital. So, good sponsors that help bring you
and they're the reason,
baseball.
You know,
especially on a day like today when it's an 11 o'clock start for a doubleheader.
Yeah.
A lot of people got to work.
Yeah, well, it's like Friday at the rodeo.
Yep.
You know, we had great sponsors for the rodeo parade, and again, without sponsors, these broadcasts don't happen.
Right.
And our business community in Sheridan just does so many great things for our kids, and that's all kids. Bighorn, Tongue River, Sheridan High School. They really, our business communities really step up to help out kids, and that's what it's all about.
Maddox Ice back on the mound for the Stallions as he has thrown 60 pitches through the first 3 innings. And his first delivery to Stowe is popped up and not quite enough room over on the Stallions dugout, out of play for strike 1.
That was a breaking ball that he tried to pull. And with the big dip on that pitch, that's exactly where that ball's going to go.
Yeah, he's trying to... over there doing a little practice swing, saying, keep your shoulder in.
Keep it in and go the other way.
So, 0-1, the count to Stowe. Ice. Rocks, fires, that's up and outside.
Another breaking pitch. He's got to throw at least 80% breaking balls so far through these first 3 innings.
Foul ball down the third base line, and 1-2 your count to Trevor Stowe, the leading hitter.
Now that curveball he waited on a little bit.
But not enough. Pulled it down the third base line. This one's going to be outside for a 2-2 count on Trevor Stowe. Trevor headed to College of the Deserts in Palm Desert, Florida to play some baseball. And that's a deep fly ball. The center fielder's back on the warning track, makes the catch.
Got a great jump. Got a great jump on that ball. And again, it was hit very high. But the center fielder, Shane, really got a good jump on it.
Yep.
And makes an easy catch on the warning track.
Stowe got good metal on the ball, but just right at the center fielder.
Yeah, when it left the bat, we're thinking extra bases for sure. And a nice play by the center fielder. Went a long way to get it, too.
That'll bring up Cody Kilpatrick, the catcher today, and he looks at strike one from Ice.
Remember,
curveball.
What was it?
Boy,
the guy that was
pitch.
the quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons, and he's now with Indianapolis.
Matt Ryan.
He was Matty Ice. This kid is Matty Ice.
He is Matty Ice.
He's not a made-up nickname.
And there's a seeing ice single for Cody Kilpatrick as he dribbles one between third and short for the single. His second single of the day.
Single brings to the plate, number 17, Jaden Steele.
Caden Steele will come to the plate. He's 2 for 2 on the day with a run scored and an RBI back in the first inning. Cody went first pitch last time, but it was a foul ball. See if he's going to attempt to steal again. He does not. Steele, he rips one. That one's over the head of the right fielder. That one's deep. Oh, boy, the right fielder got there. He got there.
Kilpatrick's going to get doubled off.
Yep, boy. All the way back.
Wow, what a play.
Great play by the right fielder.
So they will double off Kilpatrick. Again, that was destined for the right center field wall, and the right fielder runs it down. Kilpatrick was running all the way, and he gets doubled off. We go to the fifth. Trooper 6, Rock Springs nothing. You're listening to Trooper Baseball on KWYO and 106.9 FM.
Sheridan's oldest continuous lumber company, Blowdorn Lumber, is open 7 days a week for your convenience. 7:30 to 6 during the week, Saturdays from 8 to 5, and Sundays from 9 to 2. Have questions about your home project, new construction, or tools? Stop by Blowdorn Lumber in Sheridan. They're always happy to help you out. Blowdorn Lumber, located at 860 Riverside Street, or call them at 307-672-2471. Serving Sheridan since 1957.
This is Dr. Dana Leroy with Leroy Family Dental, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back, everybody. Trevor Jackson, Shane Parker with you as we go to the fifth. Shane, we thought the center fielder made a great catch on Trevor Stowe's hit.
Right.
That ball left the bat, and I thought for sure that's going to be 3. And the right fielder, he went a long way. That was a heck of a. That's 2 great catches that inning.
2 great catches in the outfield, and Cody Kilpatrick was thinking the same thing because he never stopped. He just went rounded second, and there was no way for him to get all the way back to first base.
Well, I thought for sure it was going to be off the fence, off the wall. Great play by that kid.
Hey, hats off to him.
Yep, tip your cap. That's all you can do if you're the batter. You hit a ball like that and the guy makes a catch on it, tip your cap, and you get another at-bat. That's all you can do. And Trevor Stowe will go back to work here. No, actually, yeah, Trevor's still out there.
Yep. 61 pitches through 4 innings.
He's got 8 strikeouts. So he's been sharp at times, but he's gone deep into a few counts too.
Yeah, it's still a no-hitter intact for him. But he's walked, and he's only walked 1, but he's gone full count on a couple of other guys as well.
It's only been a couple of base runners. One base runner got to second, the other got to third, but the Trooper defense stranded him there.
So to lead things off here is center fielder Adrian Beardsley. Stowe, first delivery, curveball, strike 1.
A tough pitch. Officially now 97 degrees. We're creeping that way towards triple digits.
The foul ball is going to be popped up on the infield. Dalton Nelson out there at second base. He'll make the catch. And quickly 1 away. Brings up the first baseman, Hudson Pasoler.
That was interesting because the first 2 trips, or the first 2 pitches, were curveballs from Stowe at that at-bat.
So Pasoler will step in.
Pasoler Peterson.
It will be Peterson, isn't it?
Sorry.
Peterson is the batter. And looks at strike
I didn't
one.
mean to correct you.
Oh, you're fine. I'm glad you did.
You have to correct me all the time, so.
Well, you are creeping up there, and your eyesight's not quite what it used to be.
Yes, it's terrible. I need a lot of help.
Swing and a miss for strike two on Peterson.
I think just come back and rear back and let one rip here.
Peterson flew out to center field back in the second inning. And that's a foul ball down the left field line.
He heated him up right there. He was able to just get a piece of it to stay alive.
And that one's going to be down and away for ball two. Peterson digs back in. Stowe gets the sign, delivers home. Curveball, strike three. See ya.
9 Ks. Great pitch.
9th strikeout of the afternoon for Trevor Stowe through 4 2/3. As Rock Springs bats here in the 5th inning.
Number 23, Hudson Pasola.
So Hudson Pasola will now step in.
So Pasola's made a couple of nice defensive plays today. His first at bat and only at bat of the game, he was caught looking.
First pitch down low for ball one. That one's going to be outside, ball two. Ball three.
Wow.
Stowe just kind of lost focus here. 3 balls, no strikes to Pasola. The big first baseman steps back in. Stowe gets his sign, fires, and that's outside for ball four. A 4-pitch walk. The second walk of the day, and the third base runner of the day for the Stallions.
Number 28, Tyler.
So Tyler Wallendorf will step in. He's the right fielder. He was caught looking back in the second inning as well. Stowe now from the stretch. Fires, swing and a miss way out in front on the first delivery from Stowe.
That Trevor needs just to go right at this guy. Get out of there. Get out of the heat. Get back in the dugout.
Yeah, they've got a little mister in there. Another swing and miss.
That's what we need up here.
Right.
Why don't we have that technology?
We should run it in, put it up there in the corner.
Let's have a little fog going in here. Better talk to the boss. And you know he's going to say, yeah, right.
I think we will bring a fan next week for the state tournament, though. Third delivery to Wallendorf is inside.
Just missed that inside corner.
1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th for the Rock Springs Stallions. Still looking to get on the board as the Troopers lead 6-0 on the range scoreboard.
Got to heat him up right here, I think. Oh,
strike 3, boy, nice curveball.
Great breaking
Dropped
ball.
it in. That's the 10th strikeout of the game for Trevor Stowe. After 4.5 complete. Trooper 6, Rock Springs nothing. We're back with more baseball right after this.
Are you a weekend warrior battling a nagging injury? Whether it's biking, hiking, backpacking, or seasonal yard work, don't let those aches and pains become something more. This is Charlotte Walter, physical therapist with Wyoming Rehab. We can help you feel better and get in shape for all of your upcoming endeavors. Give us a call and we'll set you up with a free screen and treatment recommendation for your non-emergent pains. Sheridan Memorial Hospital's Wyoming Rehab, 674-1632.
This is Dr. Michelle Meehan, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back, everybody, as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Troopers lead 6-0. And the discussion continues with the Rock Springs manager and our home plate umpire, Corey Hamrick. Really interesting. I'm going to ask Corey later, after the game's over, what were you guys talking about? It's not heated. I don't think the manager from Rock Springs is complaining about everything. I don't think he is. But he's got 10 strikeouts, and you got a bunch of guys looking. That last pitch was a curveball. You just dropped the hammer on him.
Yeah, that was a perfect pitch.
It's right down the middle. And I think it's just a discussion. I don't think it's a. I don't think that it's a questioning.
I don't know. It's starting to maybe get that way a little bit.
I'm trying to read body language.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised Corey's still talking to him.
Much better.
You know, after a while, you're just like, you know what? Okay, let's go play ball.
Okay.
Leading things off here at the bottom of the fifth.
Well, you know what? We'll find out in between games.
So Kale Hamrick will step in here in the bottom of the fifth.
Hey, look, all the strikeouts, 10 of them, legit.
Right. Got to get the fence closed here next to the dugout. There we go. Ice delivery to Hamrick, foul down the third base line for strike one.
Kale with a hit today that was erased on a double play ball. It was hit by Carter Dubberly. So he's 1 for 2 on the day.
And a swing and a miss.
Big looping breaking ball
for strike two.
It's one of those Clayton Kershaw's breaking balls.
Well,
big looper.
Come on now.
But also at 87 miles an hour. Sorry.
That just a little soft grounder to the second baseman will eat up.
I wasn't saying he's Clayton Kershaw. I was saying it's that big looping curveball.
Noted.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not comparing him to Clayton Kershaw. I would not do that.
So a ground out by Hamrick will bring up the center fielder Carter Dubberly, who is 0 for 2 this afternoon.
And those are hard balls to hit. That big looping thing like that is a hard one to be disciplined on.
First pitch inside. Carter due here this afternoon.
Because, I mean, it's like 55 miles an hour.
Right. Fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike to Dubberly.
Carter really wanted that pitch. He's talking to himself right now.
Ice's delivery's outside. Ball 2. So Carter will step back in. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth. Maddox Ice delivers. And again, has to wait forever on that, and he fouls it off. 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Dubberly. Dubberly steps back in, looking at the 2-2. And that's bounced in front of the plate for a full count.
Just really, the way Maddox Ice pitches, you really got to be disciplined in the batter's box.
And that one's ball 4.
That was a good at-bat by Carter.
Yep.
There was one pitch where the one that he fouled off, he kind of shook his head a little bit, and he was talking to himself, stepping back in there. But after that, he didn't get much to look at.
And now Brock Steele will step in. Brock's 2 for 2 this afternoon. Came around and scored on a throwing error by the catcher.
Just a couple of solid singles.
And that's going to maybe be more. The center fielder, he covered some ground again and made the catch. Well, their outfielders have done a good job this afternoon.
Well, they've saved, the right fielder and the center fielder have saved about 3 runs today so far.
So that'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, Hunter Stone. Hunter's been on twice this afternoon. He reached on an error back in the second inning and had a solid single in the third. See if he can keep things going and put a man in scoring position for Michael Greer. Stone. And then Dubberly down, and he's going to be safe on the stolen base. The throw, decent throw, just not quite in time.
That pitch was called a strike, by the way.
So Dubberly with the stolen base. No balls and a strike on Stone. That one's going to be upstairs for ball 1. Ice gets his signal. Dubberly gets his lead out at second. Maddox delivers low, ball 2.
Again, disciplined hitting. Maddox Ice kind of one of those sneaky pitchers. Could lull you to sleep.
Maddox's delivery again. Stone swings through it.
He took a big rip at that.
And it's 2 balls, 2 counts.
Well, that was
Hunter Stone really never gets seated on the hack.
That was a big old cut right there.
And this, again, the ball in the dirt. Dubberly makes it. And another throwing error by I don't know if you put that on the third baseman.
No, it's on the catcher.
It's on the catcher. Yep. And Dubberly comes around to score.
Ball goes into left field. The third baseman's on the move with the guy running. And the throw was thrown well inside the bag, Shane. And, the third baseman had to dive after it.
Makes it 7-0 Troopers. And Stone rips one right at the second baseman, gloved out there, and Stone is erased for the third out of the inning. But the Troopers do scratch across 1 run on the throwing error, 1 run on no hits. Troopers lead at 7-0 as we go to the 6th inning. You're listening to Trooper Baseball on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
Have you heard? Sheridan has a new local podcast called Talk Local, Talk Sheridan. It is Sheridan focused and will be talking with business owners and locals about everything and anything to do with Sheridan. If you're interested in submitting a topic or would like to be on an episode to discuss something to do with Sheridan, then send an email to info@talklocaltalksheridan. And be sure to subscribe online so you don't miss the latest episodes.
Hi, this is DJ Dearcorn of First Federal Bank and Trust, and you are listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Thorn Rider Stadium. Shane Parker, Trevor Jackson with you here on KWYO and 106.9 FM as the Troopers lead 7-0 as we go to the 6th inning here in Game 1 of this conference doubleheader.
I just thought of something.
Yeah.
Okay, so Trevor Stowe's going to come out for the 6th. So if you think about it, in 7 days the state tournament starts.
Yep.
This is his last look at the mound until then.
Yep. And it'll either be him or Mortensen in Game 1, I would imagine.
So he's got a week to go before he starts again. So keep him out there as long as you can.
Yeah, he's got all the time.
Yep.
He'll probably throw a bullpen session come Wednesday maybe.
Yeah, maybe a couple of short bullpen sessions before the tournament starts. Just to stay loose.
Keep stretched out. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the top of the order for the Rock Springs Stallions. Maddox Ice 0 for 2 today. Both strikeouts. And the first pitch by Stowe is outside, ball 1. Trevor with 77 pitches through the first 5 innings. Stowe brings it inside for strike 1. 1-1. Cut that inside corner.
5 innings and 10 strikeouts. Not too shabby.
And a pop-up. It's going to be in foul ground. Caden Steele's after it. And Stowe makes the catch. But, boy, that was almost a bad collision. They need to call each other off there. But Stowe makes the catch in foul ground to retire Ice.
There was a chance I was watching that play. You could have called interference even for the runner because Stowe had to avoid the collision with the runner.
Right.
And he could have been called out because if you're a batter runner has got to avoid the fielder, not the other way around.
Right. Swing and a miss by Hudson Garner as he steps in.
And if I'm thinking, you know what? If I'm behind the plate, if I'm in the field, maybe I would run him up. I don't know.
Hudson Garner 0 for 2 this afternoon.
I think for sure if he doesn't catch it,
you
probably have to call him out. I'm just being nitpicky. It's my inner umpire talking.
Garner 0 for 2, a strikeout, and a grounder to the first baseman. A swing and a miss for strike 2.
And some people might call that over officious, but that's why we have rules in the game. Got to play by them.
Garner, the catcher, and he'll poke that one foul down the first base line.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Is this bench we're sitting on uncomfortable? Or is it just me?
Well, we've been here for 5 days.
Right, and we're gonna figure something else out for the state tournament, aren't we?
I need some kind of an air cushion or something to sit on.
Well, we've done a lot of complaining up here this weekend.
We have. We've complained about the heat all day yesterday. That's all I heard from Bob Graham and sitting on his couch at home in the air conditioning. Gee, you guys were complaining a lot about the heat.
There's a hit back up the middle. Boy, what a glove by Dalton Nelson, who's not really played a lot of second base, but he got his man. Great play by Dalton.
You know, I thought it was hit a lot harder. I thought that was headed to center field.
Right.
And Dalton did it, the thing, he covered a lot of ground and backhanded that and made a nice throw.
Stopped, got his momentum gathered, and threw a strike to Caden Steele at first base.
Nice play. Oh, that's about 4 or 5 today we've seen by both teams combined. Some really good plays today.
Jaden Hunt steps in. He's 0 for 1 officially with a walk. He struck out back in the first, walked in the fourth, made it all the way to third base on a couple wild pitches.
How many base runners have they had? 3?
3 base runners.
Wow.
Stowe 0-2. Rocks fires. That's up and in for ball 1. Stowe's delivery. A ground ball right back up to Hamrick. Hamrick fires across and retires the Stallions. Through 6 complete, it's the Sheridan Troopers 7, Rock Springs 0. We're back with more baseball right after this.
Ready for a new career? True Build Builders, Sheridan's leader in custom post-frame buildings and homes for over 24 years, is expanding their workforce and is currently taking applications for all skill levels. You'll work for a community-oriented building company that's been supporting local sports teams, rodeo, FFA, 4-H, and more. You'll be offered a competitive wage depending on your experience with an opportunity for advancement and training. Contact Jim or Brenda at True Build Builders 752-0631 or email truebuildjobs@vcn.com.
This is Troy Baker with Hammer Chevrolet, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Thorn Rider Stadium here on a very warm afternoon. I guess we are afternoon now, aren't we? 12:30 here on Monday afternoon. And Troopers wrapping up their regular season today. We've talked about it at length. Looks like they will be there's
a chance if they could sneak into third.
It looks like
if you win them both today, there's a chance.
Cheyenne post 6 will be the 1 seed.
Gillette the 2.
Gillette will be the 2. It looks like Laramie will be the 3 seed.
They still have to play a couple games, I think, tomorrow. Or is it today?
Sheridan Troopers are going to be the 4 seed. And then the Casper Oilers will be the 5 seed.
Then 6, 7, and 8 got no shot.
6, 7, and 8 are going to be, I think it's
Jackson, Evanston, and these guys.
Jackson,
right? Rock Springs,
and then Evanston is in the tail. They only have 1 conference win.
You know what, though?
Rock Springs with 2 conference wins.
You go to the state tournament.
Anything could happen.
And if you're one of the top 4 teams, you have aspirations of winning it. If you get upset, it ruins your week. It's kind of like going to state basketball in Wyoming. If you are a team that's looking for maybe a state champion, shot at a state title, and you lose the first game, and you're done, it turns into misery.
And
for 3 days.
Most places, most teams have at least 1 ace that can give you a good quality start, and so a lot of those are going to go in that first round just because you got to try to get the win.
So there'll be good pitching matchups the first day.
Yep. First pitch by Maddox Ice is outside. He didn't like the call, and he just let the throwback go right by him.
I don't think he's getting squeezed. I really don't.
Looks like Rich Hall might be going to the bullpen. Rich been out this weekend, had his wisdom teeth pulled on Friday. There's a bomb hit by Greer, but it's going to be shy of the warning track. And
wind's kind of blowing in a little bit.
The center fielder out there makes the catch for Rock Springs.
I think that was wind aided right there because the wind is blowing in right now. He hit it well.
So with 1 down, it'll bring up Dalton Nelson. Dalton 1 for 3 this afternoon. Singled back in the first inning. Flew out to center field and hit a ground ball to the first baseman. And Dalton squares the bunt and fouls one right back to the dugout.
And that's totally trying to bunt for a base hit.
Yep. So Maddox Ice back out on the mound. 84 pitches through 5 innings this afternoon. Maddox, big curveball, misses.
Just a too early release right there. Really hung outside.
1 ball, 1 strike to Nelson. Nelson takes ball 2.
You know how baseball mentality's changed over the years? When I was, a million years ago, if you're up 7-0 and you scored a bunt,
you're getting pegged.
The next pitch is coming right at your buttocks.
Right at your ribs.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you're up 7-0. But, again, old school baseball is different than new school baseball. It's a kinder, gentler game now.
Nelson fouls off the pitch, and the next one's way inside. 2-2 the count to Dalton Nelson.
And it's nothing against Dalton. He's just trying to get on base.
Right.
But I'm just saying that's the old school mentality. Oh, we saw that. What was that? 3 weeks ago? That brawl?
Yeah.
Between the Angels and Mariners?
Right.
That was crazy.
Full count on Nelson. And that one's going to be ball forward in the dirt. Or the turf.
You know what? We're going to officially call it dirt.
Okay.
Because it's a baseball term. Even though we don't have dirt anymore, we're just going to call it that. Because what would you call that?
It's turf, right?
Low in the turf?
Low in the turf?
No, low in the dirt sounds way better. Low in the dirt's better.
So that'll bring up Trevor Stowe. Trevor 1 for 3 today. An RBI double back in the first. Grounded out to the third baseman, and a deep fly ball to the warning track in center field that was tracked down. Stowe will take ball 1 outside.
Ooh.
And the ball is thrown down to first. That's the 4th time today. An error on the catcher throwing either to first or third base.
Now, I will say this. They had Dalton Nelson in big trouble because he had really strayed off first, and a decent throw gets him. And that one, 4 errors. Ooh. You don't want that next to your name.
Right. That's the 5th error of the game by the Stallions. 1 ball, no strikes to Stowe. The delivery. That one looked to catch the outside corner, but it was called ball 2. Ice looks back at second, delivers home, and Stowe rips it, but caught by the second baseman.
Nice play. That was hit really hard.
Nelson dives back in, head first into second. He's going to be okay out there.
Well, he tore the cover off that one.
Now stepping in for the Troopers, number 16.
But a line out to the second baseman.
Nice play.
2 outs here in the 6th. Cody Kilpatrick steps in with 2 outs. First pitch catches the corner on the curveball, strike 1. Kilpatrick steps in. Ice delivers home in the dirt, ball 2.
I don't know. Is Maddox Ice his arm must be built like a rubber band. He has thrown so many breaking balls today.
Right.
And that's tough torque on the elbow, but he just keeps throwing them.
Cody rips one to center field, and it cannot come up with the catch out there, diving. But so Kilpatrick, an RBI single, scores Dalton Nelson.
Center fielder made a good attempt on it, just short hopped him.
He did keep it in front of him, though.
Looks like he banged a hip or something. Going to shake
ribs,
it off.
Yeah, maybe the ribs. Yeah.
Had a shot at making the catch. He's going to walk it off.
So 8-0 Troopers. With Caden Steele stepping to the plate.
I think he did one out of the ballpark and end it.
Caden's 2 for 3. He flew out to deep right field on his last at bat where Kilpatrick got doubled off. Boy, great play by the right fielder.
Yeah, I think everyone thought that was going to be off the wall. He hit it so well.
Ice delivers home, and that's outside for ball one. Steele steps back in. Again, 2 for 3 on the afternoon. Here in game one. Ice's pitch is way outside.
Good job by the catcher to go get that one. That was way out there, the left-handed batter's box.
Again, following this first game, we'll have about a 30-minute break.
30 minutes or so.
And then we'll come back with game two.
Mm-hmm.
Caden steps in, looks at ball 3. 3-0 now to Steele. As Kale Hamrick waits on deck. Kale, boy, he's due today. Steele looks at strike one, taken all the way. 3 balls and a strike with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. One run in for the Troopers as they lead it 8-0 on the Range scoreboard. Ground ball to second base. He'll go the short way to the shortstop at second and retire the side. Troopers scratch one across on one base hit. 8-0 Troopers as we go to the 7th inning. We're back with more baseball right after this.
McDonald's restaurants in Sheridan and Buffalo are currently looking to fill part-time and full-time positions. The benefits include pay of up to $15 per hour. And even better, you can work today and get paid tomorrow. Benefits include health insurance, paid vacation, tuition assistance, flexible scheduling, food discounts, and more. If part-time works better, there are a variety of part-time positions that are extremely flexible. Apply today in person. McDonald's in Sheridan and Buffalo.
This is Dr. Dana Leroy with Leroy Family Dental, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Thorn Runners Stadium, everybody. Ron Laney Field, the Sheridan Troopers lead it 8-0, and Trevor Stowe is going to come out and finish this bad boy off. He's going to go the distance, Shane. Why not? He's been pretty efficient today.
Yeah.
Pitch count's not too high.
He's at 90 pitches.
Yeah.
Maddox just went 6 innings, finishes with 112 pitches.
You know, and you think about this, it's not a typical Trevor Stowe start. 10 strikeouts today, but he's gone deep in the count a lot today. So, you know, his control is normally better. I mean, on a normal day, I think he's about 80 pitches right now, you know, or 75 to 80 instead of being up at 90.
So we'll see if he can.
Again, his last start in the next, this will be his last start for at least a week or more.
And Stowe did have a no-hitter earlier this year, a 5-inning no-hitter.
Then I think you and I were on the air for that, weren't we?
He hit for the cycle on Friday.
Yes. After getting hit in the head by a line drive on Thursday.
Right. Then he comes out and hits for the cycle. And he's such a nice kid as well.
Well, you know, all these Trooper players are kind of like really all of our athletes. They're easy to cheer for because they're good people.
Yep.
That makes them easy to cheer for, and that's why I've said all the time I've been broadcasting over the years for Sheridan High School and Bighorn and Tongue River. All good people.
I've known Trevor for quite a few years. Traveled a lot with his family for traveling volleyball tournaments. His younger sister will be a junior at Buffalo High School.
Okay.
Played a lot of volleyball. My daughter's played with
your daughter?
her. Yeah, so gotten to know the Stows very well, and Trevor would always tag along on all those trips.
No, he was forced to go. He didn't tag along.
Right.
He was told he was going. So don't give me that tag along. You're going to go support your sister, and you're going to keep your mouth shut. Don't worry. I had that talk when I was a kid.
Yeah. Strike one as Stowe delivers to Sam Wheeler, the third baseman.
I got this. Your sister is a cheerleader, and we are going to support her and the girls.
Right.
Okay, Dad. Okay, Mom. Yeah, that's what I got.
1-1 the count to Wheeler. That one's going to be inside. Ball 2.
Just missed the corner.
And again, a lot of these Rock Springs batters are really hugging the plate. That one bounces in there for ball 3. 3-1 the count on Wheeler. Rich Hall warming up in the Troopers bullpen just in case Stowe
you don't want to take any
it.
chances. Like you said, Rich has been off for a few days. So, at least get him up and get him moving around a little bit.
Yeah, Rich had his wisdom teeth pulled
Friday?
I think on Friday, Thursday or Friday. And so he's just kind of bouncing back from that. And the full count pitch was inside, and Wheeler draws the walk.
4 base runners today for the Tigers in this first game, just 4, with the Troopers leading 8-0 on the Range scoreboard. I'll get a ground ball here, maybe get a double play.
Andrew Rondinelli steps in. A throw back over to Steele. Kind of gets away, but Wheeler does not advance to second.
Nope, not far enough. Didn't get away from Steele far enough.
Stowe's delivery outside. Kilpatrick. Oh, there's going to say he's safe. I thought Nelson applied the tag, but it was kind of down the body a little bit, wasn't it?
Real close. He got him kind of on the thigh late.
So now a runner at second base on the stolen base. And a pop-up on the infield. It's going to be back and out of play. Come down on top of the grandstands here. All the Rock Springs folks sitting over there.
Yeah,
they weren't
ready
they
for
weren't
it.
ready for that, were they?
Yeah, foul balls off the top of the stadium here are kind of loud.
Stowe, ground ball, foul. Strike 2. So Rondinelli, a ball and 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the top of the 7th. Stowe looking for his 4th win on the mound this year. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The 11th strikeout of the game for Trevor Stowe.
And that's through what, 5 and for 6 1/3?
6 1/3.
Wow.
And that'll bring up the center fielder, Adrian Beardsley.
Adrian Beardsley.
So with 1 down, Stowe's first delivery. Foul ball off the mask of Kilpatrick on the bunt attempt.
Yeah, tried to bunt for a base hit.
Strike 1.
Just trying to get something going for the Stallions. Try to lay one down there.
Going to third. And a stolen base again by Rondinelli.
Oh,
actually, that's Wheeler with his 2nd stolen base.
Yeah, he beat it clean. I know the Trooper's not expecting that at all when you have an 8-0 lead. Yeah, I think the Stallions just Shane trying to scratch a run across if they can.
That was a good throw by Kilpatrick.
It was. But again, Rondinelli got a good jump.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count.
It's trying to avoid the shutout right now.
Stowe now over 100 pitches. That one's upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Beardsley chokes up, swings, fouls it into the backstop. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 down here on the top of the 7th. Troopers leading 8-0 on the Range scoreboard. And a swing and a miss.
12.
1 dozen strikeouts.
You know, you look at it, it's pretty good through 6 2/3.
And that's going to be it for Stowe. He's over 100 pitches for the day.
Yeah, they're going to go get it. We're going to get a break as well. Pitching change coming for the Troops. You're listening to Trooper Baseball on KWYO and 106.9.
Raise your hand if you're looking forward to spring or summer. All of us at Kilpatrick Creations certainly are. Family reunions, fundraising events, 3rd Thursdays. Lots of opportunities for custom t-shirts, hats, and promo gear. Whatever you need to outfit your event coming up, Kilpatrick Creations is your best option in all of Sheridan County. We'll design your artwork, help you pick out just the right item for your budget, and in the end, provide you with quality, affordable custom gear. Only Kilpatrick Creations on Brundage Street in downtown Sheridan can do this for you.
This is Dr. Michelle Meehan, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back, everybody. Pitching change for the Troop with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. And it's going to be the mentioned before. Rich Hall will come in, try to clean this one up. Will not get a save, but 8-0. You know what? Trevor did his job today. A dozen strikeouts. Great performance.
103 pitches.
He probably threw more than we thought he might throw.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the big thing and why he got the hook right there is like, okay, we've seen enough. Yep. Because the Troopers have bigger fish to fry, so to speak, for the state tournament.
Well, Rock Springs coming off of a doubleheader in Gillette yesterday where they got beat 17-7 and 20-0 in 2 games.
Well, that makes it a long day when you give up 37 runs.
Yeah. So the Troopers looking for their 39th win here. They can get one more out.
Just want to tell all the people listening, really think about this and think hard because we have a great concession stand. We have a covered grandstand here at Thorn Rider Stadium. Come out to the state tournament. Support these kids.
Yes.
If you can. Come out next Monday night. We know they will play Monday night, and I'm assuming it's going to be around 7 o'clock.
Probably 7, 8 o'clock,
probably,
depending on the progress of the day.
In that area. State tournament, all 7-inning games. Come out and support the Troops. Let's fill Thorn Rider Stadium up and cheer these guys on because they're going to need everything. Because they got some good teams coming in to play, but the Troopers, again, have some state tournament aspirations this year, so let's give them as much support as we can. And you and I will be here as well.
We will. Billy Peterson will step in. He's 0 for 2 this afternoon with a fly ball to center field and a strikeout. And there's a shot. That might be the first. They're going to call it a fair ball. Lands on the line. So Rock Springs is going to score a run. And a double by Peterson, the first hit of the ball game for the Stallions.
That was right on the chalk.
We don't have a great look at it. It looked to me like it might have been a ball foul, but home plate umpire is right on the line.
Yeah, it was too close to call.
Especially for us. We just go with what the umpire says.
Mm-hmm. Trust the umpire.
That's right. And that was on his first delivery to Peterson. Now Pasolar steps in. That pitch is upstairs for ball 1.
Now, if you're Rich, you just want to get the out and get out of here. You got 2 outs. It's 8-1. You just want to get everybody out and get everybody cooled off, get some food for the next game.
Hall gets a pop-up. It's going to be at third baseman Michael Greer, and he gloves it, and the Troopers get their 39th win of the year by a score of 8-1 over the Rock Springs Tigers. They move their record to, I think it's 9-2 now 7-4 in conference play.
Okay, so it's 8-1. Troopers win game 1. Want to come back and do another one?
We're going to do one more.
Okay, I'll see you in about a half an hour, okay?
Sounds good.
So coming up next, game 2, we're about a half hour.
Hi, this is DJ Dearcorn of First Federal Bank and Trust, and you are listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
And welcome back to Thorn Rider Stadium, everybody. Trevor Jackson, Shane Parker with you. Game 2 of our doubleheader. The Sheridan Troopers won the first game. 8-1 was the final. And now we go to game 2 as the Rock Springs Stallions will come to bat here in the top of the first. And Nate Killian doing the pitching for the Troopers here in game 2. And again, another important game. And it's pretty much the solid lineup. And good on Trevor Stover going out and playing second base.
You know, Killian's only pitched 16 innings this year.
But he's so effective.
He's very effective. He's 1-0 on the mound. He's given up just a couple, not a whole lot. 12 earned runs. 10 walks, 13 strikeouts. Has a 5.25 ERA.
The thing about it is, we talked about like Brendan Mortensen, Trevor Stowe, starting pitchers of the state tournament. The Nate Killians of the world are the ones that get you to the championship game.
Right.
Everybody, it's all hands on deck. All the pitchers have to be ready to go. And the Troopers will again have 6 days off before they start the tournament on Monday. And again, it's all hands on deck. And leading the way is Hudson Garner for the Rock Springs Stallions. He'll be the leadoff hitter in game number 2. As we go here on Ronellini Field at Thorn Rider Stadium. And let's see, our official temperature was 98 degrees when we ended the last game. And right now we're at 99.
99 degrees at first pitch.
Well, it's a lot cooler than it was yesterday. 5 degrees cooler.
4 or 5 degrees, yeah.
It's still dang hot.
And these coaches are wearing jackets.
What did we do?
I don't get it.
So Garner will step in, and here we go. And here's the first pitch from Nate Killian. And it's down low, a fastball for ball 1. And again, the Stallions didn't have a whole lot of success against Trevor Stowe. He struck out a dozen in the first game. Next pitch from Killian, fastball down low again. And misses for ball 2.
There was one base hit in the game, and that was given up by the reliever, Rich Hall.
So he no-hit him through 6. And here's the 2-0. And this is going to be lined right at the shortstop, Kale Hamrick, and he makes the play for the first out. Hit it pretty well.
Yeah, right at Hamrick.
And Hamrick had to range one step to his right to feel it. Now Jaden Hunt will step in. And Killian will go back to work. First pitch is in there for strike, right at the knees. Fastball on the inside corner. And the 0-1 from Killian. Another fastball right down Main Street for called strike 2. And now the 0-2 from Killian. Comes with a breaking ball, swing and a miss, struck him out. And now 2 down here at the top of the first, and Sam Wheeler will step in.
Now stepping in.
I'm so glad, I've made that trip between Sheridan and Rock Springs a lot.
You're right.
I'm so glad I'm not driving to Rock Springs today. I feel for these players and their coaches and their fans. And here's a ground ball up the middle. It's going to be gloved by Hamrick. On the ground, comes up and throws and got him. Nice play from Kale Hamrick.
Yeah. Diving play by Hamrick.
Laid out, gloved it, got up and threw him out. 1-2-3 for the Stallions at the top of the first. We go to the bottom of 1. No score on the Rain scoreboard. You're listening to Trooper Baseball on KWYO and 106.9 FM.
Charlie Eisler here, owner of Auto Connections at 2514 North Main in Sheridan. Business has been terrific since Kim and I moved up to Sheridan permanently 3 years ago. Thank you, Sheridan. Cars, trucks, and SUVs, we have many to choose from. If you need a used car that won't break your budget, come see me. If you have bad credit or no credit, we can help. If you just want to talk baseball, come on by. Auto Connections, 2514 North Main.
This is Troy Baker with Hammer Chevrolet, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Thorn Rider Stadium, everybody. Troopers coming to bat in the bottom of the first.
Well, so far so good. Nate Killian, pretty good first inning. A couple of nice defensive plays, especially Kale Hamrick got the line drive, and then that's a great play behind the bag.
Oh, what a great play, man. Diving stop, got up, got his man at first. So Michael Greer will step in. He'll be the leadoff hitter. He was officially 1 for 3 in that first game. Led off the game with a single and came around to score on an RBI doubled by Trevor Stowe. Then he flew out to third base. He walked in the third and then flew out to center field in the 6th inning. Officially 1 for 3.
And I think, I think the way that first game went, I thought Maddox Ice was a tough pitcher to kind of get a beat on.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because he threw a lot of off-speed stuff. And the Troopers still won 8-1, but it was, it's hard to tee off on a guy when, it's curveball after curveball after curveball.
Yeah, everything's off speed, and you just can't really square anything up.
And doing the pitching in this second game for the Rock Springs Stallions, Jaden Hunt taking the mound, kind of a sidewinder. Or unorthodox, as we say.
You bet.
The old wrestling term, unorthodox. And so Hunt will get the start. And it's, it's that 3/4, it's some little sidearm, but a lot of it mostly 3/4. And we'll see how the Troopers do here. It looks like Hunt throws a little bit harder than Ice did in the first game. As we get ready to go in the bottom of the first.
Whoa, we yanked that warm-up pitch.
Well, that was a sidey about 8 feet outside. And still waiting here for our first attempt, and here we go. Michael Greer will step in. Good to lead off for the Troopers in the bottom of the first. Umpires, Corey Hamrick on the bases, Keith Reichert behind the plate.
Again, Greer batting .418 on the year. One of 2 guys batting over 400 on the season.
Well, the other guy's batting in the 460s probably now?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So Greer will step in. Hunt is ready to go. And here's the first pitch of the game for Hunt. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner for strike 1.
Hudson Garner was behind the plate in the first game. So he's already thrown a lot.
Oh.
I mean, his arm's got to be warm.
And how hot is it in that gear? Next pitch, breaking ball in there for called strike 2. Tough pitch.
Yeah.
Right there, little sidey slider.
There's a lot of movement on that pitch and just kind of tied up Michael Greer.
So 0-2 to Michael Greer, the Trooper leadoff man. Here's the 0-2. And he was able to reach out and foul that one off. Little safety swing right there to stay alive. Still 0-2 the count. Greer ready to go again. And it's a breaking ball that doesn't break over the head of Greer for ball 1. And now the 1-2 to Greer. Another breaking ball hit him. And Michael Greer on. And again, a breaking ball that didn't break enough. And Michael Greer, hit by pitch, will go to first base. And that'll bring up Dalton Nelson. Dalton doing the catching here in game 2.
He was officially 1 for 3 in that first game as well. Singled in the first, flew out to center field in the second. A ground ball to first base in the third and walked in the 6th. Came around to score. Scored a couple runs.
So Dalton Nelson now will step in with Michael Greer at first base. As leadoff man here on base for the Troopers in the bottom of the first inning. Again, no score on the Range scoreboard. And here's the first pitch to Nelson, down low and in for ball 1. Hunt will take a look at first. And kick and fire come to the plate. And Nelson hits this one high in the air, deep right field. Right fielder going back and makes the catch on the warning track.
Wow, that
had 1 foot on the warning track. He hit it a long way, but it's just a long out.
He turned and sprinted and then looked up and eyed where the ball was and got underneath it.
Right in front of the warning track. Now Trevor Stowe will step in with a runner on first and 1 out here in the bottom of the first for the Troopers. And Greer will get his lead at first. Hunt comes to the plate. Greer takes off. Throw down to second. And they had it there in plenty of time, but the second baseman whiffs on it. And Greer's got himself a stolen base. So now you got a runner in scoring position for Stowe.
It was ball 1.
So 1-0 the count now to Trevor Stowe. With Michael Greer at second base and 1 out here in the bottom of the first. And the 1-0 to Stowe. Up high for ball 2. Well, we got a few folks out here for an early start today, didn't we?
Not bad.
And now the 2-0 to Stowe. Swing and a miss on the breaking pitch. 4-strike 1, 2-1 the count. And now the 2-1 count. Hunt delivers, and it's outside for ball 3. Boy, Trevor had a day pitching. Struck out 12 in 6 innings in that first game victory for the Troops as they won the first game 8-1. And now 3-1 to Stowe. Don't throw it down the middle. And he gets a called strike 2. There's a delayed call. Fastball at the knees for called strike 2. Trevor thought he had drawn a walk. Now the count full to Trevor Stowe. And now the payoff pitch to Stowe. Breaking ball just misses high, and he walked him. So a hit batter and a walk.
2 on. For the cleanup hitter, Cody Kilpatrick. He was 3 for 4 in that first game with an RBI.
Number 16, Cody Kilpatrick.
Got cut down on the bases twice.
So runners on first and second will put out in the bottom of the first. No score. First pitch to Kilpatrick is outside for ball 1.
3 for 4 with 2 RBIs, all singles in that first game for Cody.
And now the 1-0 to Kilpatrick. And that one way up high for ball 2. Caden Steele waits on deck. And here's the 2-0 to Kilpatrick. And he rips this down the left field line, hooking a foul. Boy, he hammered it.
One hops the wall.
He hammered that pitch, and it was, I think it was foul all the way.
Yeah, I think so.
It was hooking pretty good. But boy, he turned on that one. And our catcher is flashing to his left field to back up. So 2-1 the count to Kilpatrick. Well, he had put a charge into that, but it just ended up being a long strike. So 2-1 the count to Cody. And Hunt will come to the plate again. That one way up high again. 3-1 the count. Now to Kilpatrick. So a hit batter, then an out, then a walk. And the Troopers have men on first and second with 1 out, bottom of the first. And here's the 3-1 to Kilpatrick. This one's going to be lined into left. It's in the gap. It's going to go to the wall. 1 run in. Stowe's going to turn at third. He'll score. And Cody Kilpatrick has a 2-run double.
Way to find a gap for Cody. Boy, he stays hot on the afternoon.
He smoked that thing right into the gap in left center. And the Troopers put 2 up here in the bottom of the first. And now runner in scoring position for Caden Steele. Kilpatrick out at second base with one out here in the bottom of the first. Again, Kilpatrick hit that ball well as he lines it to the wall. And now Caden Steele steps in. And the first pitch, breaking ball in there for a called strike one. And the 0-1 to Caden Steele. That one inside for ball one.
20th pitch of the inning for Hunt.
And the count 1-1 to Caden Steele. With one out in the bottom of the first, Troopers already with two across. And the 1-1 breaking ball going to be grounded into left field for a hit. Kilpatrick turns at third. He'll score easily. And the Troopers lead 3-0.
Well, they put up 3 in the first inning of game 1 as well.
And Caden Steele with a solid single on first base with one out. And we'll see if they can keep it alive. Kale Hamrick up next if they can keep this going.
Shortstop, number 6.
So 3-0 Troopers, bottom of the first with one out. Caden Steele on first, and Kale Hamrick will step into the batter's box. There's been a couple of really good defensive plays today. Throw over to first, Steele back in easily. And Hunt will toe the rubber again. And Hamrick will step into the batter's box. Steele has his lead out at first. Hunt will come to the plate. First pitch is in there for strike one.
Generous.
On the outside corner. Hamrick with a big deep breath and steps back into the box. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball. Just misses inside.
Went around the plate.
Just misses.
I think it was caught well. Just went kind of around the plate.
It went around
on the inside.
Hunt wanted it, but he's not going to get it. And 1-1 the count now to Kale Hamrick. And here's the 1-1. And that one's going to be called the strike on the outside corner. 1-2 now the count to Kale Hamrick. I don't think that Kale agreed with that pitch. And now it's 1-2 to Hamrick.
Now you got to protect.
Here's the 1-2, breaking ball way up high for a ball, and that'll even the count at 2-2. So 2-2 the count, one out, bottom of the first. Troopers have scored 3. And here's the 2-2. Runner goes. Hamrick pops it in the air. Steele's going to have to retreat back to first, but the ball's going to hit the ground, and we're okay. We'll do it again. I thought the first baseman had a shot at it and just couldn't quite get there. So Steele able to scramble back to first base. And we'll do the 2-2 pitch again. I think the first baseman got a late jump on that.
Yeah.
And now 2-2 to Kale. Hunt comes to the plate. Runner goes again. Hamrick hits it well to left field. Left fielder back, and he makes the catch. And Steele will retreat back to first base. And that will be the second out of the inning. And that's going to bring up Carter Dubberly. Hamrick hit it well, but not well enough.
So 2 down.
So Carter will step in with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first.
Dubberly 0 for 2 in the first game with a walk. Came around to score on an error after a couple stolen bases.
First pitch to Carter misses outside for ball 1. And again, the pitcher Hunt thought he had a strike there. Kind of shakes his head at the umpire a little bit. Here's the 1-0. That one misses outside. 2-0 the count.
This next delivery will be Hunt's 30th pitch of the inning.
Could make a short afternoon for you. And he almost hit Dubberly. Ball gets away, will go to the backstop, and Caden Steele will advance to second base. And now 3-0 the count on Dubberly. If we get there, Brock Steele waits on deck. Brock's had a good couple of days here. And the next pitch is going to be down in the dirt again. Dubberly walks, and Caden Steele advances to third, and runners on the corner with 2 outs. And Brock Steele will step into the batter's box.
Now stepping in for the Troopers, number 12.
Well, Brock had a couple of hits in the first game.
He did. Starting to feel a little more comfortable at the plate, getting quality at bats, and the more he gets to the plate to have at bats, the better off he's going to be.
And the first pitch almost hit him, and Steele able to duck under that fastball, way inside. And now the 1-0 to Steele. And it's hit hard at the third baseman off his glove. It's going to be a base hit. 1 run will score, and all the runners will stop. Dubberly goes to second, and Brock Steele has himself a single. Boy, he hit that hard.
Yeah, he did. As
Caden Steele comes in to score the 4th Troopers run of the inning. That was ripped hard. Really handcuffed the third baseman. It was off the top of his glove.
And the 9th batter of the inning is now up. Rich Hall.
Good to see Rich after missing a few games. And the first pitch to Hall is a breaking pitch way outside for ball 1. So the Troopers, again, off to a good start. They won the first game 8-1, and now we're going to get a visit from the coach from Rock Springs is going to visit the mound.
Well, Rock Springs comes in with a record of 6-46.
Yeah, it's been a long season, long summer for them. And again, they will come back to Sheridan next week for the state championships.
Probably get here next weekend, I would imagine, and have a couple days to kind of,
or at least a day anyway, right?
Get your legs under you, and we're going to have a relief pitcher already, I think.
Yeah, we're going to have.
Well, maybe. Yep.
So we're going to go make a mound switch here. We're going to get a break, change of pitchers for the Stallions. You're listening to Trooper Baseball on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
Have you been into Sears Hometown Store lately? They have great deals, especially if you buy in bulk and purchase 10 or more appliances within 90 days. If you're a contractor, that means huge savings. They also have deep freezes in stock for the rest of us. Or maybe it's time to upgrade your mower. Well, the friendly staff at Sears can help you find exactly what you're looking for. Locally owned and operated. That's Sears Hometown Store. Big name, small town owners.
This is Dr. Dana Leroy with Leroy Family Dental, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Well, Shane, we got a straight switch here, and it's the lefty first baseman from the first game, Pasola, is going to come in and pitch.
And Pasola he's in the lineup. He was playing first base, so he'll come in and
changes. I think Hunt is out of the game. So we'll see what the switch was. Or no, here. Yep, got his change. Got a new player coming on, don't we? And it's going to come in for Hunt.
So the new first baseman will be Griffin Garner.
So Griffin Garner will come in place of Hunt. So the Troopers lead it 4-0 here in the bottom of the first with 2 outs and runners on the corner. Or I should say Dubberly's out at second and Brock Steele at first. And our batter is Rich Hall. He'll face a 1-0 count when he steps back into the batter's box. It looks like Pasolar's ready to go.
I see. So Garner, the new guy, is going to be at second base.
And the second baseman, I think, moves over to first, right?
I think so, yeah. Ron Donnelly is going to move over to first base.
So a 1-0 count. And again, The Solar pitches from the left side, and here's the first pitch from him to Rich Hall, and it's going to be inside for ball 2. 2-0 the count. There is a big hole between third and short right now. A huge gap over there. And the 2-0. Fastball down the middle for strike 1. And 2-1 the count now to Rich Hall. And now the 2-1. Same spot can be driven into right field. The second baseman's going to glove it. It wasn't hit hard.
Safe. They called him safe.
Wow, he beat it. Good hustle by Rich Hall. So the bases will be loaded. The Rock Springs manager just ripping the umpire, comes out of the dugout. It was a close play. I didn't think the second baseman was going to get there, Shane. He did, right on the edge of the grass.
An infield single for Rich Hall.
The Rock Springs manager, not a happy camper. So the top of the order, Michael Greer will lead off. Michael scored the Troopers' first run of the day, as now the Troop have batted around in this first inning. And the first pitch is in there for called strike 1. Boy, something extra bases here would be big. Chance to clear the sacks. And here's the 0-1 to Greer. Same spot, 0-2 now the count. So now Greer down in a hole, 0-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Troopers lead 4-0. Bases are loaded. And this ball is going to be hit into center field. Center fielder goes back on it and will make the play. But the Troopers do the damage. They bat around, and they score 4 in the inning. 4-0 Troopers. We go to the second. If you're listening to Trooper Baseball on KWYO and 106.9 FM.
Selling your home or business without a real estate agent can be a lot like baseball. Home runs do happen, but not as much as strikeouts, fouls, or fly balls. What you aren't aware of in your transaction could leave you with possible unexpected issues and could leave you heading back to the dugout. Real estate transactions require a professional. So if you're looking for that, call me, Kim Hall with ERA Carroll Realty at 520-227-5543. That's 520-227-5543.
This is Dr. Michelle Meehan, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Well, that was 4 runs, Shane. It felt like it was 14 runs. As long as that bottom half of the inning lasted, the Troopers bat around.
40 total pitches by the Rock Springs baseball team in the first inning.
And the Troopers did leave the bases loaded.
Yeah.
They could have done a lot more damage, but... And again, I think a lot like the first game, they jumped on them early. And, put the hammer down right now. Nate Killian just needs to come in, do his job, keep the ball around the plate. He went 1-2-3 in the top of the first, and just, keep throwing strikes and let the offense build up the lead.
That's the name of the game, right?
I think this Rock Springs manager is about ready to go.
He's not very happy.
He was having a couple of conversations with Corey Hamrick in the first game, and he went off on that play at first base when Rich Hall beat that ground ball out.
Didn't cost him a run,
If we get one close one, if we get another close one, he's going to go.
Yeah.
I think he's ready. I think we have 6 wins. It's been a long summer. It's 100 degrees outside, and I would love to be sitting in the air conditioning right now. I know the mentality.
Yeah.
And so Nate Killian goes back to work, and the first pitch is going to be low for ball 1 to Billy Peterson. And here's the 1-0 from Nate. And that one's a fastball in there for strike 1. Good pitch. Right at the knees. On the outer third of the plate. And without leaving the count at 1-1. Now Nate Killian, he'll step off the mound. Now he's ready to go. And the 1-1. Breaking ball, swing and a miss for strike 2.
Good pitch.
Great pitch. And now the 1-2 from Killian. This one misses low and away. They'll even the count at 2-2. And now the count 2-2. Killian will kick and fire. And it's going to be grounded back up the middle. Hamrick over to field it from short. Throws across for the out. And Peterson goes down 6-3 to start the second inning. And that's going to bring up Hudson Pasoling, the new pitcher for the Stallions, will step in.
43, Hudson Pasoler.
So Pasoler will step in. And we have hit a hundo. Triple digits officially
yep.
for the day today. And the first pitch to Pasoler is in there for a strike. Yesterday, that broke a record yesterday.
Yeah, 104?
Yeah, set the new record. 104 was the official high yesterday. And Pasoler will foul this one up and out of play. 0-2 now the count. So Killian way ahead with this batter with one out in the top of the second. Troopers lead 4-0 on the range scoreboard. Killian right back to work on the left-handed Pasoler. Lets this one go. It's a breaking ball. Misses outside for ball 2. And Pasoler steps back in. And Killian comes to the plate. And a ground ball hit right at Hamrick. He'll backhand it, knock it down. Now throw across in time. Great throw by Hamrick. That time he got to show his arm a little bit there, Shane, with a little bobble of the ground ball. And he gunned him out big time.
Well, he does have a
gunned
cannon.
him. And it was right on the button to Caden Steele. And Rondinelli now, who started at second base, right, and moved to first when we had the Rock Springs pitching change. First pitch from Killian. Takes a look, and it is ball 1. Breaking pitch that was low and away. And now the 1-0 from Killian. And that one's down low for ball 2. Fastball.
A little bit of cloud cover maybe right at the moment.
We'll take it, won't we? And the next pitch is in there for a strike. A fastball right down the middle. 2-1 the count now. And this ground ball hit to third. Gloved by Greer, throws across, and the Stallions go down 1-2-3 again. And the Troopers will come to bat in the bottom of the second inning with a 4-0 lead. You're listening to Trooper Baseball on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
You open your account with your local Sunlight Federal Credit Union, but maybe you find yourself on vacation or going to college or are moving away and you wonder how will you access your account? Well, don't worry, it has never been easier. You can access your account at more than 5,000 co-op shared branch locations in all 50 states, just like you were at your home credit union. To find the nearest branch, visit coopsharedbranch.org. Sunlight Federal Credit Union, banking done local no matter where you are. Sunlight Federal Credit Union, member NCUA, an equal housing lender, building a brighter future together.
Hi, this is DJ Dearcorn of First Federal Bank and Trust, and you are listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back, everybody. We go to the bottom of the second chain. Here's a chance now for the Troopers to jump on them.
Yep.
You know, really put the hammer on these guys.
The temperature's hit 100 degrees. It's time for them to
get out of the heat.
Yeah, get out of the heat. So, you know, Trev, next Monday, the start of the state tournament, the high's 93 that day. But by the time the Troopers play,
it'll be in the 70s, 80s.
80s probably.
I'll take it.
You bet.
And again, that'll be next Monday evening for the Troopers in their state tournament opener. There'll be 4 games a day. And again, we want to thank Sheridan Memorial Hospital for their dedication and sponsorship. They've made it possible for all the admission to be free during the regular season, but we must tell you, if you're coming to the state tournament, there will be a fee to get in. A nominal charge. Yep. It's not crazy. But come out to the ballpark. Concession stands got great burgers and dogs and Polishes and snow cones and popcorn. They got you covered. Come out, enjoy, and cheer on the Troopers next week as we go here to the bottom of the second. And we're going to see Dalton Nelson stepping in. The Troopers batted around in the first.
Dalton Nelson batting .341, steps in for his second at bat here this afternoon in game 2. Flew out to a deep right field.
Hit it hard, that first at bat. And the first pitch is in there for strike one. And again, a lot of these batters now getting their first look at Basolar, the lefty. So it's on lefty right here at this at bat. And this one's going to be popped foul down the third base line. 0-2 now the count to Dalton Nelson. But again, doesn't strike out much. Great contact hitter. He's only struck out 4 times this season.
So 174 at-bats this year, and he struck out 4 times.
Walked a bunch, and the 1-2, and that almost hit him. And 2-2 the count.
University of Wyoming student.
And here's the 2-2. That one's up high, or I should say the 1-2 up high for ball 2. Now 2-2 the count to Dalton Nelson. And the 2-2. And this is going to be lined into left field for a base hit.
That's just what he does, another single.
And the left fielder kicks it off his leg, but Nelson will stay at first. Well, it's just, like you said, a single machine.
Yep.
And that'll bring up Trevor Stowe with nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Troopers lead 4-0 on the rain scoreboard. And again, we're off a week until we have the state tournament starting a week from today. And the first pitch to Stowe is a fastball in there for strike one. Again, these guys coming to the plate now, first time they've seen Basolar. So Stowe takes a look at it.
Trevor doubled in his first at bat. No, he walked in his first at bat.
And here's the 0-1. Nelson gets his lead. Ball to the plate. Oh. And this ball is hit well down the left field line, going back. And this is going to be off the wall. And Nelson will cruise into third base. And Trevor Stowe's got a double.
Wow.
Boy, he pounded that thing, didn't he? High off the wall in left field. I just thought it had a chance as soon as he hit it, Shane. I thought it was out. And it hit, about 4 feet below the top of the wall. He hit it well. And now runners in scoring position with nobody out, and Cody Kilpatrick will step in. Runners on second and third with nobody out, bottom of the second. Troopers lead 4-0. Looking for more here.
Kilpatrick doubled his first at bat in this game, had 2 RBIs to get Troopers on the board back in the first.
And the first pitch you see is going to be grounded at first, or at his second. It'll get a run across, and the out registered, and Cody Kilpatrick's got an RBI. As it was Nelson coming in to score, and Stowe advances to third, and the Troopers have their 5th run across as Kilpatrick gets the ground out RBI. And now Caden Steele will step in. And the first pitch to Caden is a fastball right at the belt in there for strike one. Took a look at it. Better be careful throwing that thing in there again right there.
Yeah.
That's a tough spot to throw it. And just misses high. Ball 1. 1-1 the count now to Caden Steele. Troopers lead 5-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. 1 out.
Caden with an RBI single back in the first.
Trevor Stowe at third base, the runner for the Troops. And the 1-1. He laid off, but is called strike 2.
Well, I thought that was right in Caden's wheelhouse.
I did too. I thought for sure he was driving that the other way. And now 1-2 the count.
He loves to go oppo.
And now 1-2 to Caden Steele. That one's inside. He fights it off and fouls it away to keep the bat alive. Kale Hamrick waits on deck. And the 1-2 to Caden Steele. And the lefty fires, and that one is up high. Ball 2, 2-2 the count. And now the 2-2 to Caden Steele. The Solar will step off the mound. Now he's ready to go. Stowe gets his lead at third. And the 2-2. And this one's going to be lined foul down the right field line. And out of play. That's what we thought he was going to do with that second pitch. And still 2-2 the count to Caden Steele. And the 2-2. It's going to be grounded back up the middle. That'll get another run in. And Caden Steele has his second hit and his second RBI.
Just a good piece of hitting there. Just went with the pitch.
And just drove it right back where it came from. 6-0 Troops. Here in the bottom of the second, Caden Steele on first base with one out, and Kale Hamrick, the Trooper shortstop, will step in. So Hamrick ready to go. And Steele has his lead at first. Pitcher comes to the plate and inside and tight on Hamrick for ball one. That cloud cover helps a little bit when it's just, but when it's hot, it's just hot.
Yep.
You know, we're not going to, we whined a lot yesterday. Next pitch, same spot, inside, ball two. 2-2 to Kale Hamrick.
Kale got good bat on the first ball he hit back in the first inning, but right at the left fielder.
And here's the 2-0 to Kale Hamrick. And that was in there for called strike one. Fastball, the outer third of the plate. Now 2-1 to count to Kale.
Bubba Hall giving signs down at third base today.
Caden Steele gets a nice lead over at first. And Pasola looks in, he'll deliver. And he threw behind Hamrick this time for ball three. He missed by 4 feet. So 3-1 now to count to Kale. And here's Pasola again firing up high, and he walked him. And now runners on first and second for Carter Dubberly. The Troopers again have already scored 2 in the inning. They lead 6-0 with 1 out in the bottom of the second. Carter Dubberly comes out with runners on first and second.
He walked back in the first inning. He got left at third base. And the Troopers left the bases loaded back in the first.
So the runners get set, and Pasola ready to come to the plate. First pitch to Dubberly, hit right back at the pitcher. He'll go to second for 1, on to first and not in time. And the Troopers will have runners at the corners with 2 outs.
So a fielder's choice for Carter.
Caden Steele advances. Hamrick put out.
So now runners on first and third with Brock Steele coming up.
So Brock Steele steps in. Brock's had a good day today.
He's got 3 hits in 5 at-bats today.
So 3 for 5 with runners on the corners. With 2 outs in the bottom of the second, Troopers lead 6-0. First pitch to Steele is in there for strike 1.
We'll call it 3 hits and 4 at-bats. 2 for 3 the first.
Even better.
Yep. Had a RBI single back in the first. And he's got a runner in scoring position here.
And here's the 0-1. That one's inside. Runners go. Throw down to second in time for the out as Dubberly is thrown out. And that means Brock Steele will start off the next inning at the plate. And we go to the third. Troopers lead 6-0 on the Range scoreboard. You're listening to Trooper Baseball on KWYO.
That there 15 hands Appaloosa is a real trailblazer.
What in the tarnation are you talking about? I don't see no horse.
I ain't talking about no horse, you idiot. I'm talking about the Western Style Super Premium Ice Cream from Cowboy Creamery in Sheridan, Wyoming.
Those are names of ice cream from Cowboy Creamery?
Yep, they have amazing ice cream and now have an outdoor eating area offering cones, shakes, floats, and treats.
I'm saddling up the 15 hands Appaloosa and heading out to Cowboy Creamery.
This is Troy Baker with Hammer Chevrolet, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back, everybody. We go to the third. Nate Killian in the first 2 innings for the Troopers. 1-2-3, 1-2-3.
Yeah, he's not done a lot of pitching this year, but he's been effective. And I think Ben just wanted to get him a little bit of work here before the state tournament. They're going to need him for sure. And so he gets the start here in game 2.
Well, you got a 6-0 lead. He's done a good job pounding the zone in the first 2 innings, and just more of the same now for Nate.
Yeah, just 20
don't
total.
Walk anybody.
Yeah, 20 total pitches through the first 2 innings.
Just don't walk anybody, and you'll be good.
Let the defense work behind you.
And you got a solid infield, man. And the outfield's not shabby either.
Right.
Kale Hamrick made the play of the week.
Now for the Stallions.
The diving play behind second base from his shortstop position. And Dickinson will step in to lead off here. It's 7-8-9 for Rock Springs. First pitch fouled back into the screen for strike 1. Dickinson not bashful. Took a whale of a cut at that one.
It's his first at bat of the day. Did not play in game 1.
And the 0-1 from Killian. Breaking ball called strike 2. That was on the borderline right there.
That's been a strike all day for this umpire.
And the 0-2 is another breaking ball. It's going to be grounded to Hamrick. It's short, gloves it, throws, and registers the out.
That's the 4th put out by Hamrick in this second ball game.
And that's going to bring up
Back for the Stallions, number 10, Ryan Zotti.
Ryan Zotti, the batter.
Ryan Zotti steps in.
Also,
and Killian fires. And that is a fastball down low for ball 1.
Also, his first at bat of the day. Did not play in game 1.
And the 1-0. And that's down low again. Same spot for ball 2. And now the 2-0 from Killian. Misses again down low. And now
3-0.
Just don't want to lose him. 3-0 the count now for Nate Killian. That's 3 fastballs below the knees. And the 3-0 is in there for strike 1. Just got to throw it in the same spot.
That's right.
2 more times. Make him prove he can beat you. Here's the 3-1. Fouled it back into the screen. That'll set the count at 3-2. And here's the payoff pitch. Going to be lined at Trevor Stowe at second. He'll glove it, throw across, and the out's registered. So Nate Killian working on his 3rd straight 1-2-3 inning.
Way to battle back.
Will face the 9-hole hitter, Tyler Wallendorf.
Dropped that behind that batter 3-0 and came all the way back to force the ground out.
And here's the first pitch to Wallendorf. Swing and a miss for strike 1. And here's the 0-1 from Killian. That misses down low for ball 1. And now 1-1 the count. The Troopers again leading 6-0 top of the 3rd. And that pitch is up high for ball 2. 2-1 the count. And Killian will come to the plate. 2-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Just straight fastball right there. And now the 2-2. To Wallendorf. Breaking ball. Got him inside corner. Good pitch. And for the 3rd inning in a row, the Rock Springs Stallions go down 1-2-3. As we go to the bottom of the 3rd, Troopers lead 6-0. You're listening to Trooper Baseball on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
Are you looking for social media management, web development, videography, graphic design, or assistance with grant writing? Then Redinger Technologies is your solution. They can help you change your marketing execution capacity today, leaving you to do what you do best, run your business. Give them a call at 307-285-0105 or find them online at redingertechnologies.com. Redinger Technologies. Let the professionals handle it for you.
This is Dr. Dana Leroy with Leroy Family Dental, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back, everybody, to Thorn Runner State. The beverage of the day is ice water. Number one today.
Yes.
Keeping us alive, 100 degrees in Sheridan. We hit 100 for the second day in a row. The Troopers lead 6-0 as we go to the bottom of the third, and it'll be Brock Steele to lead off. He was at the plate when Deverly was thrown out at second base, so Brock will lead it off here in the bottom of the third.
You call these the dog days of summer?
Well, that's usually August.
That's usually August, right?
Yeah. It's only, the 18th of July today, so we're not quite to the dog days yet.
Don't forget, there is I saw a thing posted about MDU's doing a power outage.
Sorry for you people
tonight.
South of Sheridan.
Yeah, it's from about the college and airport area south all the way to Bighorn.
Is that you?
Yeah, it does include me, yes. I'm going to go to the basement, I think.
Sorry, dude. Well, it starts at 11 o'clock.
Starts at 11 o'clock.
And they said it's going to be back on in the morning early.
But that means no fans all night long. No air conditioning all night long.
I'm checking into a hotel, sorry. I'm a total chicken when it comes to that. So we go to the bottom of the third, and Brock Steele will step in. Again, as we mentioned at the end of the last inning when Brock was at bat, he's had a good day today, 3 for 4. And here's the first pitch from Solar, and he hit him. Just a breaking ball, kind of like a mosquito running into you. Didn't mean it. Yeah, if a breaking ball hits you, it's no biggie. And that'll bring up Rich Hall.
Rich singled back in the first inning. He was left stranded at first base when the Troopers left the bases loaded in that first.
Good to see Rich back out there after missing a couple of games. And here's the first pitch to Hall. Swing, popped in the air, shallow center field. Center fielder on and will make the catch for the first out of the inning. No way for the runner to advance. And we're back to the top of the order, Michael Greer.
Now stepping in for the Troopers, number 21, Michael Greer.
Again, the Troopers scored 4 in the first, 2 in the second. See if they can get a few more here in the third.
The cloud cover went away.
Thank you. Oh, man, that's brutal. Brock Steele will take his lead at first with 1 out here in the bottom of the third. And the first pitch to Michael Greer. And it misses inside a little bit low for ball 1. And Greer takes a look down at Bubba Hall at third base. And runner goes. They got him picked, throw to second, and there's no play. How about that? Brock Steele with a steals the base, and they had him picked. He broke early. The Solar went to first, but the relay throw to second way off the mark.
Well, neither one of the shortstop or the second baseman broke to the bag quick enough they weren't even close to the bag when the throw came.
So now runner in scoring position for Greer, and that pitch is going to be a little high for ball 2. 2-0 the count. Now to Michael, as Dalton Nelson waits on deck. And Greer set to begin. The Solar. Here's the 2-0. And that one's going to be in there for strike 1. Fastball down the middle. Lefty's got a little tail on that pitch, too. Nice little movement on that fastball a little bit. You don't need much. And here's the 2-1 to Greer.
Michael's got to.
Yeah,
I was going to say Michael's got to.
He waited a long time. I think he was waiting for his shortstop, and Michael calls time.
I was like, man, Michael, you can't stand in there that long, locked and loaded. You got to call time.
It's like you have that
your internal clock is like, no, I've stood here too long. And now Pasola will come to the plate, and that's going to hit the inside corner for strike 2. And Michael did not like that as he shakes his head.
That's close.
2-2 the count. Too close to, you know what? Too close not to take a whack at it, right? And 2-2 the count to Michael Greer. With Brock Steele at second base, and one out here in the bottom of the third. Pasola comes to the plate. This one's in the dirt, gets away. Steele's going to break for third, and he's going to be in there. Good read by Steele. If you're going to do that, you got to go right away.
Yep.
And that time, Brock just took off.